Good evening, lads. Or afternoon, maybe. What is going on? What is going on, lads? Long overdue monthly gallery reviews. What are we, 28th? Couple days late, I'd say. Normally we're a little bit closer to the 21st, 22nd of the month, but, you know, better late than never. What is going on, lads? Mike in the building. Cameron, Drake, what's going on, lads? Alex, Shaforical, Monster Glamour, Tangleberry, evening, lads. Can't stay for long. I'm driving down to Cardiff. Wow, are you watching Southampton play? Southampton, Cardiff tonight, right? Sam Tyre's top tip will be buy Rodri. My top tip is never buy Rodri, Sam. Come on. It's to buy two Rodris. Ian, what's going on, pal? As long as it's not buy Villa, we're fine. Ooh, Quinny's coming for Sam there. Whew. Bit of drama in the old chat, spicing it up. I like it. I like it. Tom, what's going on, pal? Tobias, what's going on, pal? Peter, Findle. Does Podium get gallery reviews? Does Podium get gallery review, or has it got to be through Discord? No, it doesn't necessarily have to be through Discord, Mike. I know you're not a big fan of Discord. Well, I'm assuming you're not a big fan because you're not in the Discord despite being a member. But yeah, we can definitely review your gallery, Mike. It might be one of them where, well, you know what? We'll probably get yours done first. If you do want your gallery reviewed, Mike, we'll get yours done first because, yeah, you obviously are a member, but I'm not in Discord, which is fine. But yeah, let me know like what the general consensus is for you first, and then we'll dive into yours, Mike, before we actually start into the Discord ones, just because you're here already and you did get a Podium, so I think you deserve it. And you've been a long-standing member, so yeah, of course, we'll get that done first. Charles enjoyed the case video. I appreciate that, Charles. I really, really do, mate. I really do. Dace, what's going on, pal? The negative discourse on Twitter is so annoying. You just mean like for Sorare related purposes, Tobe? Mads, unfortunately, gallery reviews are only for members only. Otherwise, you know, I just basically alienate being a member, right? That's one of the big perks of being a member, and so yeah, it just feels wrong to just hand them out if I'm just doing it for people that aren't a member, you know. So I hope you understand that. But yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, for Sorare, Toby says. Yeah, I mean, Twitter's a cesspit, isn't it? Like, it kind of just depends on who you follow and whatever, and sometimes you can't help it though. Obviously, the For You page and whatever pops up certain things that you probably don't even want to see, but that's just part of it, isn't it? Sorry, Holland, what's going on, pal? Kennedy, have you spent your winnings from yesterday? Intrigued to know, mate. Intrigued to know if you have. I haven't checked your gallery, so that's just me genuinely being curious. I mean, it's true, but just about everything else too. Yeah, it is. It probably applies to every side of news, I guess, right now. Never mind just Sorare news. Ooh, Sorare Holland decided to sell up and go in all on in season. Interesting. What did you get for your cards, Sorare Holland? Was it like did you sell it to a gallery buyer, or how did that go? If you don't mind us asking. And what in season cards have you gone into? Challenger, contender, champ, or maybe all three? But yeah, Mike, we'll definitely get into yours first because, like I said, I kind of forget that you're not in the Discord, if I'm being honest. But I know you've been, a very supportive member of the channel, obviously for a while. So, of course, we'll get a little gallery review done. But it would be nice to have some sort of guidance, basically, on what the goal is, if that makes sense, for your gallery specifically. So yeah, let me know that first, and I'll try and dive into it as quickly as I can. Took a huge hit. Yeah, I get it. Managed to pull Gerson Fernandez from Besiktas on a tier 3+ pull. That's really cool. I wonder where he was though, Victor, in the tiers. Like, is he a tier 3 anyway? Intrigued to know. Spent about a third of it on Bakayoko. He's going full on PSV. Wow, going to the dark side. And I'm driving down near Birmingham for a couple of days and going to Cardiff. Ah, okay, yeah. Cardiff Borough Saturday. I was gonna say I knew you weren't a Saints fan. I was a bit like, well, why is he going down to Cardiff? But yeah, that makes sense. Hopefully, big Luke Ayling can do the business for us this weekend, mate. Now I'm playing. Is that Belgium League and Contender since I was in D1 already? Okay. Under 23 is my top priority. Second EPL, La Liga third. Okay, sounds good, mate. That's a nice bit of guidance for me. So we'll definitely get straight into that. So I'm seeing you're still Super Rare only, which is fun. under 23 wise, what we got going then? So we've got 2 Barts, so back from injury. I mean, he played last night in the Cup, which is encouraging. I'd assume he might, I don't know whether he plays this weekend, but he's definitely back in probably after the international break, isn't he, really? To just be safe. Obviously, Chevalier, I really rate. I'm not sure if this Dillman guy has been starting or not in the Turkish league, or is he a bit of a punt? He started... No, he hasn't started this season. Okay. So Chevalier is basically the only nailed keeper I'm seeing there outside of Bart, who should be nailed, let's say. So you've got 2 Barts. I'm guessing one will play in the season. So effectively, I mean, Jorgensen will be like a midweek under 23 goalkeeper, which is quite a nice little play, I think, in some way. As will Chevalier, because I think Lille, well, maybe they have to win tonight or whatever, but they should get European football as well. You basically got 2.5 under 23 keepers there, 3.5 if you count the 2 Barts. But I'm assuming one will be played in season. Saliba, Guardiol, Kwanzaa, Calafiori, Davis, Colwill. I mean, elite, you're looking at Guardiol. Saliba's probably in that conversation as well, realistically, isn't he? If we're talking under 23s, 1-2. Kwanzaa if he plays, if Konate doesn't. Calafiori again if Timber doesn't. Calafiori comes in. Like, the potential in Calafiori is massive. Davies is just, I don't know what to say with Davies. I thought he was going to start the first game of the season. He didn't. Colwill, if he's fit, if you can kind of guess what Chelsea are going to do at the back, which, to be fair, he is probably, one of the better 2 centre-backs, if he's fit for the Premier League. So you could argue 1, 2, 3. You've got 3 solid starters there. And they're all centre-backs, which is, not a terrible way to play it. I think a lot less variance in their scores, and I really like it. So what we got here? Kudus, we've got Baina, I like it. Gula can come in for this next month or so for Bellingham. Saka, love it. You got another Kudus, okay, I like it. Bob's obviously injured, tough one. Doué's at PSG. And Ciso, I like him, I have one, but I don't know if he's going to play all the time, kind of think injured. Szoboszlai looks good. Musiala. So you've basically got, for me there, you've got Musiala, you've got Saka, who are obviously both elite, and then like a tier below that, I would say is like Alex Baina, Kudus, Gula, Sob could be really good, but we haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it'll come under slot. Camavinga as well when he's injured, not injured, sorry. You've got enough for 2 teams, I would say. Like when there's it, like if I'm talking about this weekend, the players I'm picking here, obviously Saka, probably Gula, Baina, Musiala. So there's 4 already. Never mind Sob. So yeah, you've got enough cover there. I don't think you really need to bolster too much there. And then forwards is where you're strongest by a mile, I would say. Like even Madueke's obviously come really good. Yamal, don't need to go into that. Turkey could also get a move before this window. Vinny Rodrigo, goes without saying. Your forwards are obviously very elite. So it's a case of, for me, like your lineups are good enough to where like you could actually go double forward a lot of the time and still, not to say that other people would be at a disadvantage by going double forward, but you have such good forward players that there's just not much risk in like playing Yamal in the extra position. Like he's gonna get 20 to 25 AA. Never mind decisives as well. So yeah, mate, you've got one like absolutely elite lineup, right? You've got Chevalier, Guardiol, Saka, Rodrigo, Vinny, or Vinny Musiala, or Vinny Yamal or whatever, right? That you've got like 6 or 7 combinations there of like eliteness. I don't really think you actually, barring any horrendous injuries, which you've already had a couple of injuries, but nothing crazy. I don't see there much. I don't see there being much need of really strengthening under 23s. I think you'll probably win your way into that type of thing. I'm just catching up on the chat, lads. Sorry. What are we looking at here? So yeah, EPL second. Okay, Gerson's a tier 2. Interesting. Entice Designs just became a member. Welcome, mate, to the channel. I really do appreciate that. Get yourself into the Discord if you haven't already, and get yourself signed up for the monthly gallery review in one of the channels. And yeah, if you want that, you don't have to, of course. But yeah, thank you for supporting the channel, mate. It means a lot. Kennedy, I needed a under 23 forward and I already have a 3% collection. Looks like he's staying for another year. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like a bad move at all. I think Big Troop stays. Love it. Yeah, you can't sell him. You can't sell him, can you really? Okay, let me just look at the EPL stuff then. So you got the 2 Barts when they come back. Raya, Elite, Edison, Emmett. Yeah, okay, so you're more than set for multiple Prem lineups. Trent, you're going to be playing a bit of in-season as well, which is nice. You've got the Arsenal lads. Obviously, we've gone over Guardiola. Akanji will be really good. Porro on his day as well. Trips hopefully gets it together. Diaz, Colwell. Again, I don't think, you know, if you're putting out 3 or 4 lineups, you've probably got enough defensive cover there, I would say. Midfield, what we're looking at. Havertz, Odegaard, Casemiro, Kudus. We've got Rice. Obviously, got the Rodrigo, got the Bruno. Both Brunos. Yeah, you've got every good midfielder. The only, like, who are you actually missing there, realistically? Who are you actually missing? De Bruyne. You've got De Bruyne. I'm trying to think who. I mean, there's not, is there really? Chelsea mids, no. Tottenham, you could argue maybe a Maddison. Maybe if you were really wanting to give you even more flexibility. I guess you don't have the Son super, so maybe it doesn't work as, you know, amazingly as it could if you had both. But I don't think it's much of an issue. Forward, João Pedro times 2, Minter, Trossard, and Nkunku, double Nkunku, sorry. Gakpo, Tony might leave. Salah, I don't know. There's definitely, I'd say, I know it's budget dependent, but like I definitely would love to see maybe like a Son and a Maddison added to this Premier League gallery. Jota, you're looking into? Yeah, I mean, Jota's a good one. I agree with you, Mike. Yeah, forwards are a little bit short, aren't they, of like punchiness. There's definitely good quality, but I'd argue there's no like eliteness in the forwards. Yeah, good point, Sam. I genuinely didn't even... Yeah, I knew there was someone else missing. Palmer, isn't it? Palmer's the interesting one. Because you've got the Saka mid, so there's no point really getting a Saka forward. Yeah, it's Palmer forward, it's Son forward. I'd say those two, you know, one of those two, if not both, would obviously elevate this gallery to ridiculous heights. Like, yeah, forwards are just the most annoying part of Sorare for me. Like, goalies are very annoying, but forwards are just, oh yeah, they're frustrating because they're so hit and miss, and yeah, getting good ones is so tough to do, you know, on a budget in that sense. Not to say you're on a budget, Mike, but yeah, you know, an in-season super rare forward Palmer isn't going to be cheap, so neither's Son. I mean, I guess it doesn't. Oh, yeah, it would have to be in season for Palmer, wouldn't it? So, yeah, it's a tough one. That is a tough one. Definitely don't want to put much more in. Would require sales. That's fair enough. I agree with you, Mike. Yeah, those cards are obviously scarce. And, yeah, I guess you are trying to sell a couple of these. So, it is understandable that, yeah, you don't want to put any more in. And I appreciate that for sure. But like I said, I'm sure you'll win yourself into, you know, a couple of good super rares, you know, across Prem and Prem and under 23. I'm just looking, what was the other one? La Liga. Let me just have a look at your La Liga stuff, sorry. So Paul Lopez, I'm pretty sure, okay, he's gone to Girona, hasn't he? Obviously Thibaut, Oblak, Unai Simon when he's back fit, so you could have potentially 3 starters, but for now 2. Mendy, Militao, Carvajal, makes sense. Biner, Fornals, Gula, Mendes, Olmo, that's a really nice reward. And then Rodrigo, Vinny, Moreno, Alvarez is a cool one as well. Transferred, obviously. Moreno. I'd say you're a little bit light in defense, which is, you know, you probably know that already. But yeah, I'd say adding one other defender in here would probably make a lot of sense. Somebody maybe to go with Oblak. You've obviously got the Real Madrid stack, so it's, I mean, it depends, right? If you're going to play, because if you're only going to play one defender in each lineup, then maybe you don't really need another card. But like, you've only got one centre back there, and I do like my centre backs, you know, as far as defenders go. So maybe adding an Atletico centre back in potentially. Didi said you need both kidneys. That's funny. Johnny, you do have to be a member, mate. Just to clear that one up. Looking for Barco. Yeah, Barco could be really sneaky. Barco could be sneaky. Obviously not a centre back, but somebody that should take set pieces for Sevilla. You know, fullbacks in general have quite a lot of difference in what their scores can be. If they concede a couple of goals, it can be, you know, very detrimental. Whereas centre backs are a little bit more stable, you know, with the less possession loss and all that stuff. You know, you kind of know what what I'm going to say there. But yeah, I don't. If you can get Barco for a good price, that'd be fun. Lenormand, yeah, Peter, I agree with you. I was going to say Jimenez because I won him yesterday, but I don't really rate Jimenez, so I only won a rare, though. It wasn't a super. But yeah, Lenormand probably fits quite nicely. Bade might move, Mike, is the issue with him. So I'd wait until the transfer window's done because there is a lot of interest from Bundesliga for him. So yeah, just to make you aware of that. But if he doesn't leave, yeah, Bade could be really good. Bade could be really good. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the chat's quite far away to the right of me, so I'm kind of squinting seeing it. But sorry, it looked like Barco when I first saw it. Looks like Bade's staying. I mean, yeah, you know, it's so hard to predict these things before the actual the windows are done. But yeah, he's a good player. Okay, Mike, I hope you're happy with that, mate. And yeah, thank you for obviously being a member. And I just, like I said, because you're not in the Discord, I just lose track sometimes of yeah, who's not in it, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm glad you were able to be in the chat and yeah, mate, get your gallery reviewed. But you're looking good. You're looking very good. Why can't I spell this? Chaos. There we go. Vivian from Bilbao. He's okay. Does he start every game? He might do. I'm just asking. Oh, Athletic. Yeah, Bilbao, that is. James, of course you can get a gallery review. Are you in the Discord yourself, mate? Let me know if you're in the Discord or not, James. And if you want a gallery review, get yourself in the Discord unless you've... I know there's a couple have already added in. Yeah, I'm looking now. Kieran and Lloyd have just popped theirs in. But yeah, the link to the Discord is in the member the member section on YouTube. Get yourself over there. No worries at all, Mike. No worries at all, mate. Oh, awesome. You're going to stick around. I really appreciate that. 68 of us in here, lads. Leave us a like if you haven't already. Let YouTube know you're semi-enjoying yourself. Okay, Chaos HD. Would you focus on going in season with my gallery right now? Let's have a look. Chaos, I'm only seeing one. Am I only seeing one card here? If this is the Chaos HD, Fletch. Are you watching Fletch? Let me know if you are. I mean, I don't know what your budget is the issue with that question, Fletch. So, you know, would I focus on going in season? I mean, you only have one classic card, so if you're able to put X amount of money into this game, then, you know, Isak's not a bad classic card to come in with. You know, put 4 players around him. It doesn't have to be a complete Newcastle stack, but, you know, whatever you want to play, Prem or Champ, I'd probably say Prem, but yeah, Newcastle. Isak's a good start. And I just think, yeah, if you can get four decent players around him, you know, to make an in-season lineup, then that could be pretty fun. But like I said, I don't know your budget is the issue, and I'm only seeing one card here, so unless I've got the wrong gallery. But I'm looking at the gallery name, and it looks... maybe I have got the wrong gallery. Let's have a look. HD... No, maybe I haven't. I don't know. Let me know if I've got the wrong gallery or not, but you've typed in HDD in the Discord, but I'm not seeing a gallery with HDD at the end. I'm just only seeing HD, so... Yeah. KB, what's going on, pal? Thank you for joining us in the Discord, in the live chat. But anyway, if Fletch lets me know anything else, I'll obviously go back to it. But we'll move forward into Tangled Berry, who should be in the chat with us on his way to Birmingham. Okay, I'm currently playing Prem and La Liga in season. I'm building a contender in season team. Is there any players you think I should get for any of the competitions I'm competing in, or shall I move into a Bundesliga and challenge in season team? Any other suggestions? So you're basically asking, do you go stronger, where you're at already, or do you want to expand effectively, right? So let's see what you're doing for La Liga in seasons. I know you have been busy buying those players. You've got Oblak Courtois, which is, I'm never going to say, don't get players like that. So you've got 2 centre backs from Real. You've got Jimenez, Llorente, Tchouaméni, Valverde, Bellingham, obviously injured, which is annoying. So, I mean, to be fair, Llorente is on form right now. Start the season off really well. Tchouaméni, Valverde, okay. Then you've got Griezmann, Endrick, Rodrigo, and Mbappe. I don't really think you need to do too much for the forwards. If I'm being honest, you've got a really nice array there of obviously Atletico and Real boys. Maybe I don't know what his price is, but maybe an Alvarez if he starts popping for Atletico. ZM Star, what's going on, pal? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, midfielders. Bellingham being out is a very annoying thing for you right now. Is Valverde, Tchouaméni, Llorente enough cover? I'd say yeah. The midfielders in La Liga aren't actually that good outside of probably the ones you have. You could add Arda Güler in there maybe, but he's only going to be, I say good, but he's only going to have a lot of utility for like the next month until Bellingham comes back. So it's one of them where, who else do you really add to that midfield? I'm biased. I like Pedri. Pedri could be someone that maybe fits the bill. Maybe Dani Olmo. I know he's outside of the Atletico and Real stack, but Olmo could be really tasty. I don't mind that at all. And even in defense, like we mentioned earlier, maybe a Lenormand. Like I told you, I won a Jimenez earlier yesterday. I mean, he's okay, but I think Lenormand will score better than him. So I think maybe adding those two, maybe an Olmo and a Lenormand, if anything. Definitely the defender. Like I think Lenormand's not a cert, but I'd say he's more of a need maybe than the Olmo. But Olmo would be pretty nice as well, I would say. ISG, hello Harry. When is the best time in the week to buy and sell cards? It's best to sell cards before the deadline, so like before Friday effectively, because that's when FOMO kicks in and people want cards. And then buying cards, you're basically better off buying cards on a Monday that are going to play for play on the weekend, if that makes sense, because less people want to buy them on Monday compared to Friday. In the most simplistic way. What is the reason Isak dropping so much? I'm not sure. Well, he hasn't scored, has he? I guess that would be the reason. Is it dumb to buy Rafinha and Olmo because of their price? I mean, it's never dumb to buy Rafinha and Olmo, I don't think. I don't know their price, but yeah. So let me go off La Liga, and then what did you have? Prem as well, isn't it? But yeah, instead of buying I know we've only looked at the La Liga stuff so far, Tangleberry, but I think concentrating on what you've got already and bolstering that over buying more teams right now would be my suggestion, I think. So you've got Leno, Raya, and Hermansen, so 3 goalkeepers. You're looking at running 3 teams. Saliba, Porro, Justin. You've got the Leicester boys. Yeah, so I think you probably need another Arsenal defender, I would say, maybe. To run that double defender stack with Arsenal sometimes, because you don't have Saka, so Rice is always going to be the mid. You got Nelson. Yeah, I definitely focus on improving your Prem stuff over going into Bundesliga and stuff. 100%. You've got good cards. I'm not saying you don't, but there's definitely maybe a need. Like if you can somehow get a Saka's forward card in, that would do your Arsenal stack, a world of good. Or even if you get the old season Saka and play the mid, that isn't terrible and it's still very viable. Do you have a Maddison? I think you do, don't you? Yeah, you have a Maddison. Okay. I think you're okay for mid. Like I said, if you could add a Saka in there old season, that could be quite fun. Isak did have a D in his first game. Yeah. Dear Egan, what's going on, mate? Kumas on loan. Yeah, he is, isn't he? The Welsh wizard. I used to watch Lewis Kumas's old man play for Cardiff. Jason Kumas, what a player he was. Aruj, yeah, you do have to be a member, mate, to get a gallery review. But yeah, I definitely think a Saka mid wouldn't go amiss, because you've already got really decent forwards. I don't think you actually could fit in a Saka forward with... I mean, you could, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I think you could go without it, maybe, if the mid is a lot cheaper. And then maybe another Arsenal defender in there, Gabriel, maybe Ben White. I do think there could be, or even Romero, but you don't have... Yeah, because you have Porro, but obviously you don't have Vicario, which is not the end of the world. I'm just trying to think outside of, Saliba, Porro. Yeah, wouldn't go amiss like a Ben White or a Gabriel, I think. That's kind of where I'm at with that, Tangleberry. I'm just going to have a look at your contender in season team, and then we'll knock that one on the head. Do I think he'll get minutes? Yeah, potentially. Obviously, new manager, obviously Bella's and stuff. So it'll be tough to see what he actually goes with. But yeah, I think you could probably see him get a couple of minutes for sure. For sure. So Holland, took your advice. You and Led gave me last week about contender in season D1. Now have a pretty strong lineup. Love that. Oh, rare J League squad, 250 cost you. That's not bad. I mean, you've got 8 or 9 game weeks or so before they obviously go out of season. But yeah, it's cheap enough to where it's not a bad idea. I don't think. I'm trying to keep full in season to add slowly to collection bonus, so I would get okay. I mean, yeah, if you can get the in season Saka, that isn't terrible at all. So you've gone Celtic and Rangers. Don't mind it at all. Tav, Cameron, yeah, nice. Barron and McGregor, yeah. Rangers mids aren't that great today is the issue. Matondo Dessers. I mean, yeah, you picked 2 really strong contender in season lineups there, Tango Berry. So I can't really argue with what you've done. It would just be a case of maybe getting a few more options in, like a Hatate maybe midfielder card, and just give yourself a little bit of more flexibility, But yeah, I definitely wouldn't branch out at all to Bundesliga or anything until those teams, the teams that we've just looked at, start sort of, like yielding you, basically, or yielding for you. So yeah, hope that makes sense, mate. David Taylor, what's going on, pal? 84 of us in here now, lads. If you've not left a like, please do. I know I keep begging, but it does really help. Okay, Tobe, let's do it. I'm almost exclusively buying in season cards from now on. Makes sense. Focus right now is to build out Champ, mainly La Liga and Bundes. Where would you go from here within Champ if you were me? Any holes in under 23? Okay, so let's go Champ first. So yeah, I know you've been picking up some really funky and fun La Liga stuff, and I remember you doing Bundesliga as well. So what we got? How many starting keepers we got here? It's got Herrera, Soria, Bizot, Skoropski. So what's that? 4, Zetna 5, Nyland 6, Rono 7. 7 starting keepers. Okay. 3 in season. No worries at all, Tom. Oh, have a nice time, mate. Is it your birthday today, Tom? If so, happy birthday, pal. You should have told us in the Discord. Does the 2% on all cards or the 5% in season? Yeah, you can still win things without in season cards, IceG, yeah. But the bonuses are really important if you're playing the full stack of 5 cards from the same team, because a lot of other people will have the same 5 and have more collection points and more bonus than you, which means that like you're literally, there's no way of you beating them in the leaderboards, if that makes sense. That's where having a differential, like having 4 from one team and a random player from another team, that helps differentiate you. That's right, Tango Berry. Yeah, Lenormand, Saka, Arsenal defender, and a couple of contender mids. That I feel like that is way more beneficial to you than like going out and getting more or getting a Bundesliga in season lineup. Tomorrow's my birthday, but thanks very much. Oh, Tom, massive happy birthday for tomorrow, mate. We'll obviously let you know I'll obviously tell you that in the Discord tomorrow as well, and I'm sure the other lads will as well. But yeah, enjoy Chester, mate. Okay, so we've got the goalkeepers underway. So clearly the strategy here is non-elite cards, as far as goalies go, which can 100% work. I'm an advocate of that myself. Okay, defenders. Let's go floor to high. Lisandro. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry, lads. Little sneeze break. Okay, Pacheco, Sergi Cardona, love it. Chabot, Predos. So yeah, Bade, like it. Miranda is now at Bologna. How did he do first game? Okay, off the bench. That is not bad at all. Oh, he did start. No, he didn't start the first game. Looks like his AA is pretty good though. Ginter, Queffield, Dante, love it. I mean, it seems like you've got a very deep selection in defense. I don't think I'd really add too much to that, to be honest. We've got Kobe, we've got Isco, love it when he's back. Stoga, Miri, love it. Parejo, we need Pepelu to kick on. Nice little home fixture this weekend. Saul just got red carded. Herrera and Gomez injured. Or maybe he's not injured, but I know he was concussed, wasn't he? Ivan Martin, okay. Kakare. Grifo can pop. Hugo Larsson. Swedberg's very good as well. Arnie Meyer. Johnny, yeah, again. You've got lots of mids. I mean, I know... To be fair, Isco is probably the best mid in La Liga, realistically, isn't he? Outside of the top 3 teams. I've won the big teams on purpose for budget reasons. No, I get it, Tob. I get it. I like it. I like it a lot. Is there any other budgety mids that we can think of, lads, in the chat that fit the champ mold outside of what you've already got? Like, you've already covered a lot of them, I would say. The ones that come to my head would have been Stoga, Miri. I mean, Gross is maybe a bit too elite-y, non-budgety, but Gross in there wouldn't go amiss maybe in Bundesliga with how it looks like he's going to do. Okay, Teke Kuba in season like Isak, Guruzeta? I don't know who that is, to be honest. I'll be completely honest and tell you I don't know who that is. Okay, played 1 minute. Interesting. I'm sure you can fill me in on that one. Mamouche, Gonzalez, I like that. Juve move's going to be fun for him. Moreno looks pretty sharp. Sorare, Burkstad, Kulu, Aspas. Aspas is the ultimate budget forward, isn't he? What a player. Elanga, Big Paul. Tall Paul, sorry. Carlson might be edging his way back for Bologna. Borja Morial. I mean, depends how many... Yeah, you've got probably two and a half rows here of good forwards that can do a job. I'm not seeing like a glaringly obvious like route to where this goes, to be honest, Tob. As in, like, where else it needs to go. Like, you've got Bundesliga covered, you've got La Liga covered, you've got in season covered, you've obviously got Bizot, so he can work as a champ keeper, as can Skoropski. Obviously they don't have their native comps. Like, are we strong enough outside of Bundesliga and La Liga, if that makes sense? Maybe. You've obviously got the best defensive stack, which is great. Like, who are our smasher champ mids outside of La Liga and Bundes here? Because top row is all, barring Mainu, La Liga and Bundes. La Liga, champ, La Liga, champ. So you can maybe argue there's a couple of champ mids missing, if that makes sense. Harit looks really good right now for Marseille. I'm just trying to think. Keep trying to build out in season slowly. Yeah, maybe like a Harit in season. I think there is a Parejo in here, isn't it? Yeah, Danny Parejo is here. Al. I'm just trying to think of players that play in, Ligue 1 and Serie A, if that makes sense, for your champ side of things. But I think your La Liga Bundesliga is fine. I wouldn't really touch that, honestly. I don't think there needs to be much done there. Let me just quickly go through your under-23s, which is what you were really focusing on, weren't you, a couple of weeks ago. And I think you've done a really good job of getting in a lot of depth. You've got basically 6 stars here. 5 when MLS obviously finishes, but not for a couple of months. Mendy, love it. Antov, Barisic, Zetna. Yeah, you've got all the fun, challenge and contender sort of defenders here that you'd ever really want. Klein Hansel, if he hopefully comes good again and starting games of football. I can't argue with the defense. Okay, so we've got Mainu, Sangare, like it. Hajal hopefully finds his feet somewhere. Traore, Angel Gomez, Osario, sorry. Luna, Uito. Again, you've got that quirkiness to the mids as well, as far as contenders and Chal goes. Bass in there as well. I think he'll do really well in the next couple of weeks after working his way into the side. Alvarez again down there can do a job. Maybe there's room for a couple of mids if I'm being really picky, but again, I don't know if it's that needed. Like, it's not like, oh my god, it's glaringly obvious. I'm just being like really picky. Forwards, Tekebe is probably going to be using in season, so Pajis, Simsia, Alvarez, Bergstad, Nygren. Yeah, you're fine for forwards. You don't need to touch forwards at all. Forwards are fine. Forwards are completely fine. Yeah, he did smash some AA from the bench, didn't he, Tobe? He did, to be fair. No, I mean, honestly, I like the look of what you got going on in both sort of divisions, regions, whatever you want to call it. Maybe a couple of smasher, I say smasher, but budgety smasher champ mids to go alongside what you're doing in champ outside of Bundes and La Liga. Maybe a couple of mids in under 23, but I don't think it's a necessity, if that makes sense, right now. So yeah, hope that helps, mate. Move on to Doty, figuring out specifically where to add depth, whether that be under 23 Prem or Bundesliga. Okay, let's do it. Prem, under 23 or Bundesliga. Yeah, went a bit mad on forwards this summer. I kept finding interesting ones. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad thing though. Having more forwards than not is, it's never a bad thing at all. Okay, so we've got Hadel in goal, Trafford. It depends how many lineups you want to put out, Doty, if you're watching. As far as under 23 goes, like, is it 2? I mean, you can't play 3 because Mikovic isn't a starter, I guess. But Trafford, I don't know what is going to go on with him. Like, there's still rumours that he might leave. I don't know. But basically, there's 1.5 goalkeepers there for me right now. Let's just do high to low. Humphreys, Reynolds, Vega, Jalen Neal. I'd say the biggest thing missing here for me is like some solid centre-backs, if that makes sense. Lots of full-backs here. Jalen Neal's obviously a centre-back, but the rest aren't. Yeah, I just think it's just nice to have that cover sometimes. And a bit more assurance, in especially like home fixtures where the team's going to dominate possession. Centre-backs get X amount of AA from passing and that type of thing. It's a little bit easier to predict. So, yeah, maybe add a few, 1 or 2 defenders that are like actually centre-backs there. Baturina, Enzo, Yari, Baron, Gigovic. I'd say you're probably fine for mid. I don't think that needs to be added into. And then you've got Rodrigo, Conte, Sao, Yao. Okay. Obviously, Conte Sao's just left for Juve, so we don't know how that's going to actually go as far as... Yeah, I don't know if he's going to play... He's probably not going to play every game, realistically, is he? But Juve do look fun. Like, if he... he could be quite fun off the bench and stuff. But yeah, Rodrigo's obviously a nice one, as is Yao getting back into that side. If you're only going to play one lineup, you've got enough, I'd say. You've got enough depth. I don't think you need to do too much else. If you want to play 2, then, the second lineup probably suffers, as it is going to naturally. But, I still think you've probably got enough, realistically. What was it? Prem, wasn't it? Okay, so Premier League, we got Hendo, Tariq Mitchell, so basically, oh, that's a nice little Robbo. Enzo, so he can't be using under 23 technically. Fulkrug, Vardy. I mean, how's Fulkrug done the first few games? I know that doesn't necessarily mean he's not going to be good, but okay, he's come off the bench twice. Interesting. I mean, Vardy's a good little budget option, isn't he? Depending on like what are their fixtures right now. So I mean, they've got a good run in the next 3, so you probably don't need another forward. But like Arsenal away is going to be obviously quite tough, and then after that, to be fair, another four decent fixtures for Vard. So yeah, I think you could probably get away with not doing much in Prem either, to be honest. I think you're quite okay there, if we're being really, really picky. And then Bundes, what we got here? What have we got here? Gulashin, goal, like it. David Raum, like it. Brandt, Dohan, don't mind it. And then Dutch, however you pronounce that. I mean, he looks like he's scoring goals, so that can't be a bad thing. Yeah, 2 assists last game. Oh no, that was last season as well. Okay, first game for the Bundes, isn't it? So again, mate, I mean, you're an injury away here from needing more depth, if that makes sense. Like if Raum gets injured, you're screwed for defense, same as forward. So maybe adding another defender in just for assurance, maybe a Lukeba or a Willie Orban. I know he just got red carded, didn't he? So yeah, maybe not Orban right now, but maybe that's a good time to actually pick him up in another way. So yeah, maybe a bit of Bundesliga depth, just in case things don't go right for some of the positions you only have one in, i.e. defender and forward. But yeah, I think that would be where I'd be adding 2 straight away. It would be Bundesliga And then, like I said, maybe a Prem forward, but I don't think it's that necessary. So yeah, hope that helps, mate. Hope that helps. Okay, Ian Sorare, let's do it. As you can see with my results this season, I've been regularly grabbing tier 3s to 5s and boxes, with players hitting good scores in contender under 23. Regularly, one guy on low XP probably holds me back from better prizes, but I think they're on the way. I have one rare team that's now being promoted back-to-back game weeks, love that, and feel like it could be good enough for there, and one Bundesliga team, which, to be honest, is just a bit of fun. Do I start branching out to La Liga Prem Challenger and have not great players, or really go and get the big guys in contender under 23 where I'm already strong? Ian, you know, like I mentioned to Tangleberry earlier, I think I've been I'm subject to doing this as well. You know, in not a good thing, or it's not a good thing. Sorry, that I just want to branch out so much and play a variety of different tournaments, teams, whatever, right, lineups. And I think it always comes back to you should just double down where you are already. I think that is the bottom line. Like, I know you already have good bits or good players. We know that. We've been through that for the last couple of months, you know, in under 23 and contender. And I know you're really strong as far as knowledge base goes in those regions. Not to say you aren't in the other ones, but I really do feel like that's where your edge is in that sense. And I think you need to double down there, genuinely. I really think you need to double down in where you're already strong. That's where you turn those, you know, top 50 finishes into top 20 or top 10s when you're lucky in that sense. And yeah, I really think that's where it'll make the difference, I think. Especially now we have under 23 three lineups and stuff, and you've got the goalkeepers to facilitate it. Like, start adding some, like, you've already got good players. Like, you've got those funky players like Tobe has and I have. Like, we love the challenger and contender boys, and you can still continue to do that, but there is obviously, you know, some more premium options that, you know, maybe like a Kurzgard, or you've already got Kurzgard, sorry, like a Gluch or whoever, right? In that region still, that can just, you know, give you a little bit more assurance on scores, and, you know, having to play that budget guy that, you know, might pop but probably doesn't and let you down, like, you know, those sort of things. And that's not to say, you know, really good cards always score really well, because they don't. But I do think, you know, if you're asking me, you know, what the plan should be it be to branch out or to go, you know, and get the big guys in where you already are, mate? You've got to do the you know, you've got to get stronger in where you are. For me, if like you said, you are slipping up in certain areas as far as scores go and positions go in the leaderboard, I think it's a no-brainer personally. So I'm just gonna have a drink. A little two-minute break. Just to catch up on the chat. Didi, if you were to pick 3 goalkeepers from the list, who would you go for, factoring different comps they could play in? Trubin, Chevalier, Verbruggen, Mamadashvili, I'm guessing that is. I just can't see it because there's a little icon in front of it. Atibolu and Restes. For me, it's Trubin, it's Chevalier, and it is... for longevity purposes, maybe Restes. I'm avoiding Atibolu. I really like Mamadashvili, but he's only got 1 year left, but then he's going to move to Liverpool, which is obviously amazing. So Mamadashvili probably the 4th choice, if that makes sense for me. But I think in order, it would be Trubin, Chevalier, and then it's kind of a toss-up between Verbruggen, Mamadashvili, and Restes. Like I said, I don't rate Atibolu really. Verbruggen obviously offers Premier League, he offers international utility, and he offers like longevity. Mamadashvili offers not longevity of under 23. He offers potential elite Prem in the future, and he offers, you know, international utility. And then of course Restes offers incredibly you know, longevity in that sense as far as age goes. He offers champ. He doesn't offer, well, I guess he does offer a bit of utility for under 21s, but I guess you're not going to get that on a regular basis. So yeah, for me, it's Chevalier and Trubin are in a different category. And then it's, if I had to pick, it depends what like your long-term goal is. Like if you want a really good potential Prem goalkeeper, not even potential, like he's going to be very good, then it's Mamadashvili, isn't it, really? For me. Like I'm not saying Verbruggen isn't going to be great, but like playing for Brighton, I know they look actually quite good right now, but Liverpool on paper are going to probably be a bit better than Brighton as far as clean sheets go and all that business. So it depends what you're looking for now and then in a year's time for that third position. Tough one. But yeah, I think the first two kind of pick themselves. Gotcha, we'll buy all 6. Are you actually going to buy all 6? Or are you just taking the piss? But that is funny if you are. Okay. Ian says, yeah, I was thinking where I was heading. I feel like I'd just be competing rather than actually having a go. Yeah, don't sort of, I mean, what's the saying? Don't run before you can walk type of thing or whatever, right? Like you've definitely got to get stronger in where you are already before thinking about, before thinking about going again, if that makes sense. And the fact that you are stronger again or going to be stronger again in where you are already, that should then on paper turn into more rewards, which then can then be compounded into, moving over if you really wanted to do that, So yeah, hope that makes sense, mate. Okay, Mben 10. Not to be confused with M-Pen. I don't know if he's M-Pen 10, but he's definitely M-Pen, isn't he? Okay, I only play Prem, both limited and rare. Is my in-season rare team worth bidding off, or should I have a better plan? Okay, let me have a look. Better plan than in-season rare. Let's see. Let's have a butchers. Is my rare in-season team worth bidding off? Well, I'm not seeing a goalkeeper right now, so that doesn't help, right? If there was a goalkeeper here, then that would help. What should I have a better plan? Rocket an Arsenal stack for 2 lineups as have good XP and limited, then have a few smashers. Love it. Limited, happy to hold that for the most part. Main worry is in-season rare, but also how classic cards are. Is it worth even playing? I assume yes, especially with my XP. But any thoughts are welcome. Cheers, Harry. I'm not seeing a goalkeeper here, Ben. Maybe there is, not showing up on SD. So you've got Eze, you've got Kamada, you've got Janelt, Franca. It will be. I mean, for me, I wouldn't bother. I can see. Sorry, I didn't even see Saliba down here. My bad. My laptop's in the way, so I couldn't even see that. I could scroll down. What's going on with the forwards? Goalkeepers. Surely you have a goalkeeper, no? Maybe you don't, which is fine. Maybe you might be buying one, but I was just gonna have a look at your gallery because maybe for some reason sometimes SD doesn't show up. I do have an offer for a card. No, that will be getting rejected. Ben 10. Let's have a look. Maybe you don't have a goalkeeper then, right? I'm not seeing one here. I mean, for me, unless you, I don't know. Palace could obviously pop in certain games. Like, I'm not saying they won't, but like, it's going to be a lot of pain, in many ways, right? Like, they're not going to score that well on a consistent basis. That doesn't necessarily mean they couldn't necessarily pay themselves back on the off chance of them popping off against Southampton on a given game week. But how many of those times in a season is that going to happen is my worry with, the kind of stack and the level of cards that you've got here at in-season Prem. For me, I would just be going in-season limited, personally. I think your name's Mark. I think I've definitely saw you and we've interacted on Twitter before. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, your name's obviously Ben. Sorry, I'm being stupid now. Ben, I honestly think that you could be better off going in-season limited for me. I think that one's an obvious, not an obvious one, but that would be the first thing I look at there. And say, yeah, I think you could end up getting like a half decent limited in-season stack, which, okay, it's harder to win in limited, but it's easier to win if you've got better cards than you do at rare, if that makes sense. So that's kind of where I'm at with that, Ben. But yeah, hope that helps, mate. Hope that helps. And yeah, any other questions, obviously let me know. Bonesy, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Bonesy, thinking about moving my contender rare cards into champion season limited. Thoughts? Let's have a look at what you've got in season. Sorry, no, it's not in season. It's contender rare cards. Let's have a look at what we got going on. Okay, so we've got Maximienko, sorry. We've got Goalkeeper, so like 100 quid there. 100, 130, 160, 170, 180. Let's call it 180 maybe. 180, 190 maybe. Basically 200, yeah, 230 quid worth of rare stuff you've got going on there. Does that get you a half decent in-season in-season champ lineup? Probably. I'd argue, yeah, mate. I think, I mean, if you can sell them and you're not actually enjoying having the rare contender boys, then I don't think it's a bad idea going into in-season limited, mate. I really don't. There's definitely way more chance at winning cash, obviously, and doing it that way. I think that's an obvious one for me, Bonesy, for sure. If you can sell them, of course. Okay, Tom. I know you might have said you're gone, but well, you did say you might be going because you're going to Chester, but hopefully you're still here. If you're not, that's fine. I did get another offer for a card, so let me see what that is all about. Yeah, I'm not swapping in season cards for old cards, unfortunately. Johnny says, ask Sorare to show how, but they blank me. Instead of burning cards, what about burning boxes? What about burning boxes? Burn 22. Or burn two 2-star boxes and receive a star. How would that work, mate? You mean like a star rare or a star box? How does turning two 2-star boxes convert to a star rare? That doesn't feel like that does Sorare any favors at all, if I'm being honest. But maybe I've read that wrong. Okay, Tom. He's prioritized Prem in season, La Liga in season, and under 23. I feel like I'm strong in Prem. Will be stronger in La Liga when I upgrade my classic Madrid stack into in season, but picking up a few more depth pieces as well. Under 23, I'll gradually keep adding to. It would be great to get your opinion on what I have now, who I should look to bring in to strengthen, and also if you think I'll return what I put into the in-season lads to start with. Might not be able to tune in live as my birthday. Yeah, I get it. 100%, mate. 100%, pal. Okay. Let's have a look. Palmoy, what's going on, mate? Yeah, that's what we got to be doing. Everyone liked the stream. Oh, as in like you turn it into a 3-star box. I don't know. I'd prefer to have two 2-star boxes than a 3-star, I think, Johnny, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't see the benefit there too much. Maybe I'm missing something, but yeah, I think I'd prefer two 2-star boxes than one 3-star. But that's just me. It's not a terrible idea, but I don't think it really makes a ton of sense, if I'm being completely honest. Okay, let's have a look at what Tom's done, because I know Tom's been very busy in buying in-season Prem, in-season everything, basically. So let's have a look. So you got Emmy, Alisson, Onana, and Pickford. So 3 in-seasons there. I'm pretty sure we've already got... So we've got Romero, Trent, Guardiola, Porro. Yeah, I mean, you're fine for defenders. I'm not seeing any need to have any more defenders in Prem. Season, that is. Rodrigo, Madison, 2 Rodrigos, love it. Bruno, 2 Brunos, but different Brunos. Rice, Kobe, Phil, Eze, Gundogan, Caicedo. Okay. So 3 teams. If you're going 3 teams, you're using 2 Rodrigos. You got 4 more places. Madison, Bruno, and then either Rice, Mino. I think you're fine for mids. If I'm being really picky, maybe a KDB. If I'm being completely honest, Tom, maybe a KDB. For forward, you're like elite as elite as it gets, right? For sure. Doesn't need much. Help on that, but definitely maybe a little KDB wouldn't go amiss. So we've got Courtois to Stegen. We've got, but like you said, you are changing your Real Madrid boys into in season. So I will factor that in. So you got Koundé there, Olmo for Barca, Pepelu. You're going to change Vinny Bellingham and Tchouaméni. You've got Rodrigo in there. Yeah, so like you said, you are obviously going to improve the in-season side of things for La Liga. Yamal's in there, perfect. And then is swapping out the Rodrigo, Vinny and Mbappe's maybe for in-season stuff. I mean, if you're going to do all that, like we've just said for La Liga, that doesn't really need much improving. Obviously, yeah, you've got Militao, so getting an in-season Militao will be fun. And then, yeah, I'm trying to think. Barcelona defenders outside of Koundé. Do you really need anyone else, realistically? I don't know if you do, honestly. I don't know if you do. And then under 23. What have we got going on for under 23? Okay, so Obed, Kakubo, Bursic. I mean, the first thing I'm seeing there, like, I'm not seeing like an elite goalkeeper. That's like one thing that I feel like maybe could be added into that, just as a like a really quick observation. Ignacio, love it. Barco, Pavlovic, Mendy, I like it. Branthwaite, yeah, you're fine for defenders. But like maybe like a Chevalier, a Trubin, somebody a little bit more, yeah, just playing on like a dominant team, basically, is what I'm getting at. For like your main lineup that goes out, I'm sure you're going to put out 3, but yeah, I definitely think there could be room for maybe like an elite goalkeeper, if we're being really picky. Midfielders are fine. Saka, Yamal, I know these will be playing in season as well, so you've got to factor that in. Gordon, Bakwa, Simsia. Yeah, you can probably get away with what you've got in up front, sorry. I definitely think maybe goalkeeper. One goalkeeper for under 23. And then what do we say for Prem? Do we say, yeah, we said maybe like a KDB. They're the only two that I'm like really not worried about, but those are the most obvious ones for me. But yeah, hope you enjoy your couple of days away, mate. And yeah, massive happy birthday for tomorrow. Okay, Skimpy. Need to know where I need to organize my gallery and how you would do that. Would like to go fully into Challenger, but I have enough players right now for all lineups that are limited. Should I sell the rest of my non-Challenger and buy a rare lineup for Challenger? No, I don't think you should go into rare Challenger at the budget you're on, to be completely honest. I don't think that makes too much sense. So what we got here then? Like players like, so your goalkeepers, you got Zetner, who's obviously champ, contender champ. Like, I'm gonna actually look at your. I'm gonna see if there's much need to be playing champ. Basically, so you got 2 champ keepers. Pavlovic, Silasu. Nah, the first thing I'm seeing here, mate, if I'm being completely honest, is like Kramaric is really good, but there's just not enough outside of that. Maybe you could keep your Bundesliga stuff. Maybe, but I would probably condense what you've got here in champ to either all into Chal or just go all into Bundesliga. I wouldn't do Bundesliga and La Liga, if that makes sense. I know you might be playing Sillerson in champ or whatever, but I think you've got the makings of a decent Bundesliga team with the goalkeeper, with Kramaric, but yeah, there definitely needs to be a little bit more depth here, I would say. And like your McGinns, I know you've got them on for sale or whatever, but I would basically get rid of everything that isn't Bundesliga, in my opinion, and just go all into Bundesliga. And if you don't want to do that, then maybe go like scrap champs completely, and go into challengers and contenders, or one of those two. Okay, so you've got Hadel, we've got Parks, so 2 keepers there. I guess Hadel could be used in under 23, but you haven't mentioned playing under 23, so Hein. For me, mate, honestly, I think you should go all in on Chal. From what I'm seeing in your contender and champ stuff, you've already got a good base in Chal. You've got very good defenders. Well, I say very good, but very decent. Midfielders have some punch in them as well. It could be a good idea to maybe jump on some of the cheap MLS stuff for the end of Challenger for the next 2 months. That could be quite fun. because you could get some really good smashes in the MLS if you really wanted to bolster your champ stuff, your challenger stuff. Sorry. Again, it all depends on where you want to play this game. If you enjoy playing champ, don't let me tell you not to play it. But if you don't really mind what you're doing and you just want to have the best chance of winning, that for me that formula would be scrap contenders, scrap champ, and go as strong as you can in challenges, because that's where you already have a good base or the best base. So yeah, hope that helps, mate. And we can discuss some MLS cards and stuff in the Discord if you want. Okay, Mohammed, I'm very tempted to just sell everything and go rare. I have really enjoyed the experience with the MLS and how easy it is / it was to win with them. But I keep reminding myself that champion rare is a whole different monster. So I don't really know. Maybe you have a different eye to things. Not to say I haven't been winning with limited. I have, but it's been great. But I don't know. I am lost on what's the next big step for me. All criticism is appreciated. First of all, I obviously appreciate you being a member, Mohammed, as you know I do. But yeah, I mean, the one thing that's missing here for me, I know before we discussed like what you were going to put into the game, and I think you did put a good chunk of that in, or maybe all of it. I don't know. As far as you had a budget left over to play. And yeah, you seem to be winning every week, if I'm being completely honest. I don't know what you're winning every week, but like £100 last weekend, £60 the weekend before. That's not even including the cards, but £60 again. Like you're churning good rewards. Okay, no cash there, but a couple of rares. £60 again. I mean, this is last season, I guess now, but like. You won, yeah, you came second, sorry, in challenge season. Do you go all in on, like, what have you got in rare already? Because I know you've got a lot. Got a lot of contender stuff there, I'm seeing. A couple of in-season stuff. Excuse me. Kai Wagner, Osipenko, Santos. I don't know. I mean, you got some wicked mids. Your mids are very strong. Mids are very, very, very strong. I think I'm of the opinion of, like, with your MLS stuff, because they're still in season for another 2 months, I would, like, run them into the ground, the rare ones, and see where you're at then. I wouldn't be making any, like, rare movements right now. Like you flirted with the idea of playing champ rare. I mean, I know you've got a goalkeeper now, haven't you, to be fair, so, which is obviously great. So, you've got a keeper, but, like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't think, like, the amount of capital you would need to come into in-season champ. I mean, it's not ridiculous. It depends, what type of team you want to get. But if you want to be able to emulate the wins you're getting in limited in rare, then it would be a substantial amount. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's the move right now. I think it could be the move in like a month or so after you've like rinsed, a month or so of MLS in season and maybe won a few bits there as far as cash goes from the in season. I think I'd revisit that maybe in a month or so. I wouldn't bite the bullet on anything right now, mate. I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't rush it. I wouldn't rush that at all. I don't think there needs to be a big step yet, if that makes sense. Maybe reevaluate, in a month or so. But yeah, I understand like things get not stale, but you always want to strive. Okay, sorry lads. Buy and brew, I'm only, well, yeah, the gallery reviews are only for members only, mate, unfortunately. So if you want to become a member, it's £1 a week, £4 a month. You get gallery reviews, you get your lineups built for you every week, or twice a week actually, and there's a private Discord as well. But yeah, no pressure. But like I said, I can't go giving out gallery reviews to people that, are members, because then it just kind of alienates and devalues the member section, right? What was I gonna do? No worries at all, Mohammed. Yeah, we're all impatient, mate. We're all impatient. I don't think that's a trait that only you have. I think we're all a little bit like that on Sorare. We want the now. We want to win ASAP, and I definitely get it. I really, really do. But yeah, I just hold fire for a little bit, because you do have still a little bit more, things to do, I would say, before making that type of decision move. But yeah. Okay, Alex Coombs. On the whole, I feel pretty set. Can you see any gaps that need filling? Let's have a look, mate. Let's have a look. Look good for goalkeepers under 23. I appreciate that, Brian. Brian, bro. I really do, mate. Okay, Mickey van der Ven, Luke Haber, John Pacheco, Branthwaite, Mengi, Eric Garcia. Yeah, I'd say you're pretty fine for defenders. I don't think you need to do too much there. Simons, Wharton, Bogusz, Haraldson, Biner. I love that. He's so cheap, isn't he, Lennon Miller? Scored really well last game as well. What we got up front? Rodrigo, Sesko, double Sesko, Bakwa, Take Kubo, Hudson Odoi, Brennan Yard. Not too worried about forward either. Under 23, you look set, mate. You do. Under 23, you look set. Freeze, Schalter, Clark. Bigger Wood. Fortunately, snapped his leg, didn't he? Maybe some challenger defenders. Depends on how many lineups you're actually putting out. But mid, you're fine. Forward, you're more than fine. Are you playing champ? You are playing champ, aren't you? Yeah, Vicario, Flecken. Okay, yeah, here we go. Let me do Prem, because I know you've been big on Prem. Vicario, Flecken, Leno, Neto, Pickford. What we got? Trent, Porro, Van der Ven, Robinson, double Robinson, Branthwaite, Van Hecker. Yeah, you're fine in defence. Madison, Bruno, Foden, Rice, Wharton, Mitoma. Yeah, you've got 6 or 7 good cards there in mid. Diaz, Solanke, Kulu, Muniz, Brennan, Rodrigo Gomez, Son. Wonder why Son comes down there. That's weird, isn't it? Like, he should have the highest floor price. No, you look fine in Prem, mate. Are you playing Bundes? Yeah, you've got a classic Bundes. Okay. Nice, nice. Leipzig collection plus the Kane. Don't mind that. Don't mind that. Mate, honestly, I think you've hit the nail on the head. Like, I'm not seeing too many gaps. Realistically, Biner, Zubamendi are kind of fine for La Liga, if I'm being honest. Danjuma, Kubo, Rodrigo. Mate, honestly, I'm really not seeing where you're that weak. Like, nothing's glaringly obvious, in all honesty, mate. So, I think you're good to go. If anything pops up, obviously, let me know. But I'm not, like, obviously, if you've got any questions on anything specific, but I'm not seeing it. I'm really not seeing where there's gaps there. You haven't got like incredible depth in certain places, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're not fine, if that makes sense. Like, until there's like a big injury or something, which God forbid it doesn't happen, but is just going to naturally happen. I think you're fine. I really, really do. I'm just catching up with the chat. Double Pivot, what's going on, pal? Oh, yes, FSPL veteran, what's going on? I am reviewing galleries, mate. It's that time of the month. And Bayern Brew became a member. Oh, I really appreciate that, mate. I really, really do. Get yourself into the Discord if you haven't already. There should be a link on YouTube. And yeah, mate, welcome. I really do appreciate that. And get yourself into the gallery review section of the Discord, and yeah, we'll get you all sorted there, mate. So amazing. Really, really happy to see you become a member. Really, really am. Okay, I've currently got a small gallery as I sold the whole gallery at the end of the season, but looking to get a rare Lorient team. If you think that would work with my gallery, get yourself in the Discord, mate, and we'll go through your gallery and stuff. Cameron, what's going on, pal? Cameron is actually not up next, but one after Jolan, my resident Belgium expert. Hope you're good, mate. Okay, Jolan, at the moment I'm focusing on Challenger, both Classic and in season, and my one Arsenal stack in Premier in season. I'm selling a lot of cards at TM to fund another in-season stack. Okay, so there's no actual guidance there, if that makes sense, to where like you want me to like check if you're okay / not okay. But I'm seeing some really good Prem stuff there in goal. Phil Jones lucked his way into a jersey mint Bobby Clark. That's amazing, mate. That's so lucky. I'm very jealous of that Bobby Clark card. I'd love to have one of his cards. Gabriel Dunn, Calafiori, Saliba, Castagna. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, you're probably fine there. Bruno Marino, Oda, Rice. Yeah, De Bruyne, I love that. Yeah, you're fine for mids. Trossard, Isak, Saka. Wow, great card. 1, 2, 3. Muniz can do a job. 4, 5. Yeah, you're fine for forwards as well, I would say. And Nathan just become a member as well. Nathan, mate, I really do appreciate that. I really, really do, mate. Welcome on board. Get yourself into the Discord if you haven't already. I'm just seeing here now. SEO, SEO. I'm guessing that is you, Bayern Brew. Maybe it's not, but if it is, welcome. But yeah, you've just joined the Discord, which is amazing. Like I said, get yourself into the monthly gallery review section of the Discord, and yeah, let me know what you want me to take a look at. But Nathan, I really appreciate that, mate. Genuinely, I really, really do. Okay, yeah, back to Jolan. Prem looks fine. I think you're doing a good little job there with the in-season stuff in Prem, and even some of the classic stuff you've got going on. Let me have a look at your Chal stuff, though, just because I know you're good at Chal, but I'm just trying to see if there's any holes anywhere. Dennis, what's going on, mate? Thinking I'll be holding my balance that I hopefully build up from the in-season comms to pick up a big piece. Yeah? Yeah, I think that is the cleverest way to do it. Don't buy little pieces at this point now. Just save up for big pieces, if that makes sense. Because, you want to get to a stage where the next players you buy are going to make a difference to your starting 5, if that makes sense. Like, that should be the goal. Adding depth is good, but if you've already got a decent amount of depth, the goal should be, can I buy a card that's going to go straight into my 5? Or be like the 6th card, if needed, if that makes sense. And yeah, I think that's a good way to play it. Good way to play it, mate. Okay, yeah, back to Jolan. So we've got Chal, we've got bits of in-season stuff. Let me go highest to low. So you've got rare stuff as well, haven't you? Interesting. Layson. Yeah, you've got plenty of keepers here. Plenty of keepers. I see. Yeah, you obviously got so you have a Challenger Classic rare lineup as well. Basagli, love it. Smets. Yeah, I'm not seeing any need to buy any more classic cards for sure, like you mentioned in the Discord. You've got Struckers, love that. And you've got an in-season one. Where you thinking obviously you're saying you're selling a lot of cards. What in-season stack are you looking to get? Are you looking to get another Prem? Is it Bundesliga? Is it La Liga? Obviously, if you're not in the chat, that's fine. But if you do listen to this back, let me know in the Discord what you're up to, mate. But you look set, mate. You've got great quality. Even in these rare classic challenger lineups I'm seeing. Never mind the in-season stuff at limited Chal as well. So yeah, I don't think there's much needs to be done. Jolan, obviously sell off the bits that you said that you want to get rid of, and yeah, get that in-season lineup. Another in-season lineup ready to cook. Okay, Cameron's up next. Cameron M74. So I know you've been recently bought into MLS in season, so I think I'm going to win a bit of cash and have a strong summer classic squad for next season. Like that idea, longer term vision with a bit of in-season utility. Now I'm wondering if you think I should finish with the MLS buys after I buy a Gabriel Peck and go back to focusing on my European Challenger in-season classic. I'll have a decent collection of MLS cards now. So some general advice would on what is necessary for me to be prepared for this MLS season ending would be great. I have 3 in-season Jupiler Pro League cards. Is that something I should focus on improving along with getting some Eredivisie cards? This is because at the moment I wouldn't be able to play one in-season team without any MLS. So you've got basically 2 months with those MLS cards, right, to win as much as you can, to fund, these European Challenger pickups that you want to do, which I think makes a lot of sense. You've got a lot of good classic bits as well, which will pick up rewards as well along the way. Don't forget that, 'cause you do have a lot of classic quality as well. Mids is where it's really at for Challenger, isn't it? So you've got Puig, you've got Zolgan, you've got Gil, you've got Lord, you've got Gold, Tillman, Mihailovic, Shuvs, Rusnak, Dreyer, Torres, Sands, Nagby. Mate, I think you're set for mids. I don't think you need to really do too much. As far as forwards go, De Jong, Rossi, Buanga, Skov, Olsen, Rots. De Costa's been pretty good, hasn't he? Arvstan. I would hold fire for now, like I mentioned with Mohamed's gallery. You've got some good in-season, Challenger MLS cards. Use them now to the best of your ability over these next couple of weeks until the season finishes, and see where you're at that point. And if you win, $10, $15 or whatever the amount is, it doesn't matter what the amount is over these next couple of weeks, and it sort of compounds. Then you start picking up maybe some European boys. Because you said you have a couple of Jupiler League in-season cards. So who is that? Disciple, nice. Yeah, you should keep hold of him. Del Gorge, Gordon. Yeah, you've got the makings of an in-season JPL team as well. And obviously you can use an old-season goalie. So realistically, I mean, you have a forward as well. So you have 1, 2, 3. I mean, you have a JPL in-season team already, effectively, right? So it's not terrible, not a bad place to be in. I would just sort of set and forget for this, for this period of time. Don't buy any more players if you don't need to, and just try and build up a little balance now over these next 2 months. That would genuinely be, where my advice sort of leans to, mate. 100%. But yeah, you're looking good, mate. You've been buying some real quality. So I really hope we can line them up in the right areas, lineup wise, and yeah, hopefully bring home the bacon, mate. I think so, Cam. Yeah, I think just be happy, not so much happy, just be proud of what you've, managed to get going. Because obviously you started this game, I remember a few months ago, and obviously you were very new, but you've really understood the game over the last couple of weeks and stuff. And I've noticed that in the purchases you've made, mate. So I'm sort of proud of you in that sense, because I've seen growth, if that makes sense, as far as the teams and quality of players you've been shopping in. So yeah, kudos to you, mate. You've really learned. You've really come on. And now it's just being able to just win with those, right? It's all good and well buying them, but lining them up in the right positions and stuff is what counts at the end of the day. But yeah, you're on the right tracks, mate, for sure. Okay, Momo, let's do it. Focusing on Prem, Challenger, and maybe La Liga, since I have a rare in-season Rodrigo due to Champions League, because he was my original plan, just to rotate the players that are playing Champions League, Europa League. Just looking to see if it's necessary to make another build, or just stick with the 2 teams, or I might just sell my Porto stack to raise funds and add a few new players to rotate, or make a new build. La Liga or Champs. I'm good at Challenger unless I feel I should stand and focus on the res. I also want to do midweek utilities to increase my gallery. I don't know if I'm making any sense out of this. I'm open to suggestions. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look. Double pivot. So you have to become a member of the channel to get yourself a gallery review. And yeah, that's basically it, mate. That's basically it. You gotta join the family. Okay. So let me look what you've been going, or what you've been getting up to with the rare stuff. So you got rare Prem. You got a bit of. You obviously got Rodrigo in there. Ferdy's in there. Timber. Hammer Traore. There's some like random purchases here that, like, I think you should just really focus in on Prem in season, which, you know, Madison, Vicario, Rice, Gordon, Robbo is kind of where I'm seeing a lot of like where your success is gonna come through, if that makes sense. I would just wait until that actually instead of like growing and keep buying more cards before you've even won anything, if that makes sense. I'm not saying you have never won anything, but you know what I mean. With that stack itself, I think you just hold fire and see what that does for you for now, and then kind of take it from there. Is where I'm at. You've got in-season Costas, you've got the in-season Porto stuff, which is a nice little stack to have. They've been doing pretty well so far this season. Even Jaime, you've got Yusuf in there, love that. Nico Gonzalez, Fabio Vieira. I'd keep the Porto stuff. I think that will yield you decent amounts over the course of the season in Challenger, especially when the MLS is finished as well. I think you should definitely keep hold of that. Where's the link? It should be, I mean, depends what you're watching this on, FPL, but there should be like a join button next to like where it says you've subscribed or anything to the channel. There should be a join button, and if not, where can you renew your subscription? You can do that there's a bot in the Discord, the night bot. It literally tells you there's a link. It says, yeah, want to gallery review and your lineup's built ? And then I've got the link to becoming a member, basically. So have a look at that night bot in the chat, and that will help you do that. Hope Columbus does the business tonight. Well, remember, they just won that cup, so they'll probably be, you know, not great tonight, if I'm being honest. Because yeah, there could be rotations, there could be all sorts going wrong this midweek. So yeah, I wouldn't bank on Columbus this midweek, Cam, to be honest. Maybe on the weekend they got home to New York, so but yeah. Does that make sense, Mojo? Okay. Starting fresh. Daniel Cooper. Good evening, Mr. Trades. I would like to formally request ideas for how I would best degen further into Prem. Yes, I know the Ipswich collection is stupid, but my Lord and Savior, Smodix, needs a 5% collection boost to allow it. That's so funny. I love it. I do want high collection bonuses, but feel like I'd be better off just picking up the best players and dealing with the lower bonuses. I agree. Under 23 options are always a plus. Mamadashvili needs to be purchased, as he'll be at the mighty Reds next season for sure. Also, Gabriel Peck will be in the gallery by the end of the week. Okay, let's have a little look. Yeah, I put two and two together. I realize now that yeah, what's on anime is Momo. Can't see it. I mean, it should be there for you, double pivot. Like, it depends what are you watching this on a desktop? If so, we can kind of see how it says join here. That is literally how you become a member. And then in the chat, I don't know whether, yeah, there we go. It sends you, if you click the link, it sends you to basically what I just said, to the to becoming a member. So it's just this little join button here. Also, we're on 41 likes, lads. So please, can we bump that up a little bit? Okay, let's go into Daniel's situation then. So you want to degen further into Prem. Whew, okay. Let's see what you've already done. Johnstone, Muric, Henderson, Sells. So already got 3 in-season keepers. Well, I guess Johnstone might not start for Wolves, but maybe he does. So you've got all the old season stuff. I know you've got lots of bits there. I mean, without looking at everything else. Okay, so you've got double Bruno in for in-season. So you've at least got like 1 to 2 probably half decent in-season Prem lineups, I would say. Definitely 1, maybe 2. Rodgers, I love that. Palmer, yeah, you've got 1 really elite team. You've probably got 2 if you count like Hudson-Odoi, Garnacho, João Pedro, Rodgers. I mean, you don't have elite goalkeepers, as you probably know, as far as the old season goes, but you've already got the in-season, but you've got the really good old season cards, which you can obviously still use in season. So I don't really see like maybe a Trent in season. Like the only thing I'm seeing here is like better in season defenders. Honestly, that's definitely where I'm seeing a little bit of a gap. Because if you're going to play an old season goalie, which I guess you're not going to all the time because you've already got 2 or 3 in season goalies, but if you are going to play an old season goalie, you're going to need 4 outfield in season cards. And yeah, like if you want to play Allison Classic, you're going to probably need a Trent in season, if that makes sense. Sammy Smodix, heartbreak kid, wasn't he? Left your mighty Blackburn Rovers out. I think it's because I'm on my phone. Yeah, on the phone it might be a bit trickier. I don't know how it actually. Let me see how it actually looks on the phone. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a bit trickier, but basically, like this is what you must be watching on the phone. I don't know how well you can see that, but you would just click my profile. And then, I mean, because it's my channel, it won't work, but like it should just say like join appear somewhere. So yeah. James says, is in season only 4 in season cards? Yeah, it is, James. You can play 5, but you only need to play 4, if that makes sense. Yeah, I definitely think getting a Trent in season would work well for you. Maybe a Gvardiol in season as well to go with, to go alongside Edison potentially. Yeah, but you definitely get a Mamadashvili in as well for next season, 100%. Okay, Shaforacle. I know you had a massive win on the weekend. I know you said you weren't too happy with the reward, but yeah, I guess that's the nature of Sorare rewards, right? We can't always be happy with them. As always, my main focus is under 23, the Prem Bundesliga. I'll get my star rate tomorrow. Nice time to check what I should do next. I'm hoping Musiala or Wirtz. Was thinking with that reward to build Bundesliga in season or the sale and take some profits. I'm pretty sure you won. So you won. Did you win Sesko? I'm confused. You must have sold your. Who did you win? Ah, you won Nubel, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, so you won Nubel as your star rare, and then you must have won Sesko as like an essence situation. Angus, yeah, you do have to become a member to have a gallery review. Yeah, Shafoko says yeah, it was Nubel. Yeah, I mean that does allow you to play in season. You've just won Sesko as well. Excuse me. Sorry, lads. So what we got? Nubel in season now. We've got Chambeau. So I'm guessing you pick. Yeah. So it seems like you've already made your decision to play in season Bundes, which I'm not against, mate. I'm not against at all. You've already got a good footprint in there already. I won Sesko today on 20 Essence. Wow. Essence is so broken, man. Like, actually so broken. Yeah, I think you should buy. You've already done it. You've already played. You've already started to build the in-season Bundes, which I'm not mad about at all. I think you've got the makings of a very good Bundesliga team there. Very good, and you've always got the option then, because you have the in-season goalie, to play an outfielder in the extra position, basically, as the smasher, the classic smasher. So whether that's Kramaric, Schlotterbeck, or whoever. Excuse me. Yeah, very impressive, mate, and well done on the Sesko win. That's insane. That is insane. Okay. That should be enough for you, Shaforko. Let me know if there's anything else. I'm going to move over to K-Flow. K-Flow says, where to strengthen in Champ and Chow, particularly focusing on in-season at the minute, as it is returning well. I have contender in-season teams, but I'm happy to get rid of contender classic cards to fund areas, excluding the Oviedo boys. Okay. He won a penalty to send Peterborough up in the lockdown season, 95th minute. No way. I forgot. Yeah, he did play for Peterborough, didn't he? And yeah, you are a Peterborough fan, aren't you? I don't know why. I should have known you're not a Blackburn fan. Sorry, mate. Okay, champ in season. What we got going on? You have classic Sesko as well. Do you need both? I mean, you could use one in under 23, I guess, but maybe selling one to fund something else might not be a terrible idea. Probably the old season one, realistically, unless you want to keep him for collection bonus. But yeah, that doesn't seem like a terrible idea to get rid of, the classic one maybe. Okay, what we got going on? K-Flow. Champ. So you got Pickford, Leno, Zetner. Okay, don't mind it. So you got the Everton boys. Nice. Schlotterbeck's brother. Big Kevin. I'd say there could be a bit of room to improve maybe the defence, like in-season defence. From a quick glance, midfielders look okay. Midfielders look fine enough. I'd say defenders might need a little bump in-season specifically. Calvert-Lewin. Jadon Anthony. He's going to move though, isn't he? To Burnley. I'd say, yeah, definitely defenders and maybe a couple of in-season forwards as well. I think mids you're kind of okay with. You've got some really good classic ones, but maybe a couple of in-season forwards that could really help. Do I put a description on my gallery name in the monthly gallery review channel? Yeah, put in like what you want me to kind of review, if that makes sense, and obviously your gallery name, and just any general questions basically, Buy and Brew, that you have. No, Shafarko, I'll go back to your under 23 stuff now. Sorry, mate, I forgot about under 23s. I'll go back to that after this. Rob says, if you had £300 to buy an in-season lineup, would you build one in-season Prem or split the 300 over other leagues as well? When you say as well, do you mean like split, like do like a Bundesliga and La Liga instead of one Prem? Is that more of the question? But yeah, hope that makes sense, Buy and Brew. Hope that makes sense, mate. Yeah, Shaforkal, I will get back to your under 23 stuff after this. But yeah, let me know the question about the under 23. The under 23 stuff that you were on about. Let me know in the chat. Oh yeah, that's right, Rob. I'd probably do one La Liga and one Bundesliga, if I'm being completely honest. I'd probably squeeze two lineups out instead of one Prem. Honestly. Yeah, basically, it depends where those lineups are, though, Rob, if that makes sense. Like, If you're going to build 2 Premier League lineups for £300, then I'd say no. But if you're going to build 1 Liga and 1 Bundesliga instead of 1 Prem, then I would go with the 2 lineups, if that makes sense. Yeah, I definitely think there's a room for improvement maybe in the forwards and mids in Champ K-Flow, 100%. Forwards and mids, forwards and defenders, my bad. Okay, let's go into Challenger then. Goalies look fine enough, and Polo's been great. Struick, yeah, you're fine for defenders. Midfielders look very strong as well. I cannot argue with those at all. And then forwards, Paxiao, Lozano, Immobile, Sargent, Mertens, Matson, Van Brederode, Ohashi. I think you're fine for forwards as well. I would say champ defenders and forwards in season, if anything. Excuse me. Hey Harry, are you doing the series of the in-season contender mix of J-League? I don't know, mate. D18. I was thinking about it yesterday after the call, and so many people have bought Osako and stuff after me and Laird spoke about him. Like, he's just gone up in price basically. So, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do it if I'm being completely honest. But I hope the people who've bought, obviously, get lucky and stuff and bring home some bacon. But I don't think I'm gonna do it, mate. I don't. It was a good it was a good idea if Osako's price and all the other cards that we mentioned didn't go up in price. It's just not as... It's still fun, but like where I could have done it for like $50, it's probably like $18, $19 now. You know what I mean? So do you think it's worth going quality over quantity in season just to farm these boxes with Essence? Yeah, 100%, Marius. Or in any scenario, it's always quality over quantity. 100%. Oh, sorry, you're saying, is it quality over quantity? Quantity over quality? No, I don't think so. For me, I don't think so. I think quality is always going to outweigh having more lineups, if that makes sense. Like, I'd rather have 2 really, really good lineups than like 8 average lineups. Even though those 8 average lineups might get a couple of more boxes and stuff because there's just more teams going out. But I think those 2 good lineups could end up actually yielding higher rewards, if that makes sense, but just less frequently. Yeah, it was a good idea. I thought it was a good idea. DSS, you have to become a member, mate, to the channel, and then you get yourself into the Discord, and yeah, there's a gallery review channel that you input all the information into. I'm going to go back to Shaforical though, because I did skip his under 23 stuff. Apologies for that, mate. I just completely forgot. Let's see if there's any gaps in under 23 for you, sir. No, on floor, high to low. Trubin, Bart, Hein, Kavlina. No, you're fine for goalies. Gvardiol, Hincap, Jurisic twice, Nico, Smolich. You're probably okay for defenders. Palmer, Simons, Baturina, Basic, Caicedo, Fruk, Jank. Playing 3 lineups. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'd say you're just about okay in midfielders. Sesko, Kavicha, Fataiwu, Doku, Hoyland, Xerxes. I don't know. Are you missing like a Rodrigo or something, Shaforical? Maybe, I really do feel like potentially that's where I'm at. Maybe like a Rodrigo or something. Get rid of Sesko and go and get yourself a Rodrigo. Similar price, I think. I feel like that could be the play. Mate, for sure. Maybe someone like, if you really want to be picky, like a Foremost Mendy in defense, who's looked really good recently since Lorient went back. Foremost Mendy and Rodrigo. Go and get those 2 in. Kennedy said, especially with how competitive it is now, you want quality over quantity if you're chasing rewards over boxes. Definitely. I'm just doing Rangers in season, going to Rock Butland, have Dessers, Cerny. Just need mids that hit with good scores. Oh, there's plenty of them, D18. There's plenty of them. Okay. Into Drake. So I'm just going to go through how many we've got left. So we've got Drake, Kuba, Magnum, Max, Adriano, Simon, Dyrich, Ali, Cam, Kennedy, Connor that is, Dia Egan, Kennedy Hernandez, Ozzy, Dembois, Shrew, Rizzle, we've done Mojo, Cali, AG Plays, Jonathan, Crozall, Lloyd, James, CO, Orange Juice, and James Johnson. A couple of the new lads that have joined. So, yeah, 15 or so left, I think, roughly. Maybe a bit more. But yeah, making good time. Hour and 40 in. These streams have lasted 4 hours in the past, so I don't think today's will last 4 hours, to be fair. It might, but I don't think it will. But yeah, sorry lads, little yawn. No worries at all, Shwoko. No worries at all, mate. 75 of us in here, lads. If these likes, aren't above 50, I'm gonna be fuming. I'm gonna be absolutely fuming. Joking, I won't be that mad, but we are on. What are we on? 48 likes. Come on, lads, come on. 49 likes as I'm on my phone now watching us. Come on. More days. What's going on, mate? It's going well. We're doing well. Hour and 43 in. Yeah, we've made good time. We've made really good time. So yeah, happy with how it's going. Just having a little break in play. Yeah, just having a little check up on Twitter, see if I've missed anything. Does anybody know when you open the early access card? I think it's September. Nah, they haven't said the exact day, I don't think, mate. Could be wrong, but I don't think they have. Any transfer news I've missed? Betis are pushing for Lo Celso. Tonali starts for Newcastle. Oh yeah, Ghent are playing right now, aren't they? In one of the against Qarabag. Ooh, Athletic Club are beating Valencia. Wow. No clean sheet for Mr. Mamadashvili. No clean sheet. I was just going to check who's playing in Europe. So yeah, Dynamo are 2-0 up. And then, ooh, Ghent won. Oh, awesome. 88th minute win. That is massive. Well done, Ghent. Oh, wow. Bogusz not going to Celtic. Wow, that's a big one. That's not happening, if that makes sense. What do we think about Velez? I think he'll move to Betis. Latux. Yeah, it depends. If Rui Silva goes to Benfica, which looks kind of likely, then that could free up Velez to Betis, basically, I think. But yeah, no Bogusz to Celtic's interesting. They're going all in on Engels. Very interesting. Okay, into Drake then. Any tips on where to strengthen in general? Trying to win some cash from Premier season with the Chelsea lads. Would be willing to thin out some players that seem to be surplus to requirement, but just not sure who that would be. Thanks as always, Harry. Just some quick thoughts. Doesn't have to be details or anything. I appreciate that, Drake. I appreciate that, mate. Okay. Strengthen in general. I see you selling some of the Prem. Oh yeah, you had a few rare cards, didn't you? Left over. Let's have a look at your Prem in season stuff. So you obviously got the Chelsea lads, haven't you? I mean, with the Chelsea lads, like, they are bound to go off in that sense. It's just like, I mean, they did against Wolves, but it's just getting the team right, isn't it? It's getting the right players in the right lineups, if that makes sense. I guess, I mean, you have Old Palmer, don't you? Yeah. So I guess Old Palmer's the play in the in-season lineup, I'd assume. But yeah, if you can get the Chelsea lads firing, like maybe this weekend, I think they have a good fixture, don't they? Who are they at home to this weekend? Obviously, they play in the cup. Yeah, Palace at home. That could be really good for your stack this weekend. That could be really good. Let's have a look at what you've just got in general. Because I know you have quite a few challenger stuff as well going on. Kukurea. Dest. I think maybe some... I was going to say a couple of challenger defenders, some punchy ones, maybe like a Disciple or something that could help you in under 23 as well. Just trying to think of some cards that could fit that mold. Yeah, I'd say maybe like a Disciple wouldn't go amiss. Defender version maybe. Forward you're fine. Obviously you won the Vinny. You're looking good for under 23 forwards in general, to be honest. And yeah, it's just about getting that Chelsea team right, Drake. I don't think there needs to be much else said kind of thing outside of that. You've been doing pretty well recently, so yeah, kind of just continue that on, mate, and hopefully we can kick on now for the last sort of ending of the MLS season. Okay, Kuba, this is my first one, so I'm not entirely sure what I should aim for. I thought that I will focus in on in-season limiteds as I sold my under 23 assets and bought some players. I hopped in on what I thought is cheap MLS Red Bull collection, so I thought maybe ride it out until MLS season is over. Currently trying to figure out how to field second team in Premier League and perhaps to Bundesliga in season. With La Liga, I got Real Sociedad collection, so it should be fine. Will accept any pearls of wisdom, to be honest, as I feel like I'm a bit all over the place. My aim is to collect essence and maybe nab some cash prizes as bonus, so I'm in two minds. Premier League work so far as I brought good quality in from strong teams. Let me have a look at what you got in Prem. Yeah, Flamingo and Disciple, definitely the two best options. I agree, mate. I do. Okay, so you got Allison and Pickford. Love it. Allison, Pickford, Trent. You definitely need a couple of defenders, don't you, outside of Trent to make two lineups there. Midfield's fine. And two forwards. Yeah, I'd definitely say a couple of more defenders are needed outside. Like Trent's great, but you're definitely going to need a couple more if you want to field two teams, obviously. So yeah, I think those could be decent little money grabbers maybe over this next season for you, for sure. I'm just looking at what else you're saying now. My aim is to collect essence. Premier League works so far as I bought quality. League is mostly Sociedad bonus collection. Would love to hear your opinion on which way to go. Should I sell the Sociedad cards and leave the best ones? Tack in probably Romero. Let's have a look. I don't know. I think... What was it? Liga. Okay, so you've got the Deportivo keeper as well. I don't know. Do they have a good enough defender, really? Aritz is okay, isn't he? But I don't know if he's like guaranteed to start. It could be a good idea to maybe get like a defender in from a different team that you can kind of trust. Callum Davidson just became a member. Callum, thank you so much, mate. I really do appreciate that. I definitely think there's room for maybe a couple of more sort of, yeah, just punchy defenders, basically. That's where I'm sort of seeing a gap here in the in-season stuff. So yeah, maybe selling off a couple of the Sociedad boys. Does that hinder your collection bonus? Maybe. So, keep it, just think about that. But I think overall, you probably do need a couple of defenders, I would say, that are really punchy. Because I'm not seeing enough punch in the Sociedad boys that you've got already. Pacheco's a good player. Traore can punch on the odd game, but yeah, I don't think they're like trustworthy enough. You might need like a semi-elite defender in there to really help with that. But yeah, I would maybe sell a couple of those Sociedad boys and get in like an elite-ish La Liga defender. There's not many of them, but there is definitely a couple out there. Sellers, what's going on, mate? What's going on, pal? What does Jordan say? Too late for the live review. That's okay, but I've actually already got a new in-season Prem team since I posted for the gallery review. Verbruggen, Gabriel, Calafiori, Guimaraes and Isak. I mean, that's a very good 4-5 players there, Jordan. Very, very good. And combining them with KDB, I'm all for that. That's a very strong Premier League outfit, that, mate. It really is. So the theme of the review is to get good defenders for both La Liga and Prem. Basically, yeah. Yeah, I think defense is where you've kind of neglected things so far, which is fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but that's where there's definitely room to bolster what you've got going on already. 100%, mate. 100%. But you've done well, Kuba. You've done really well. Bought some really good Prem cards. I can't fault that at all. Okay, Magnum. Cole. Okay, I recently bought 2 rare teams, one in-season challenger rare and a classic under 23 rare. I have looked for some pieces to fit both, so I can build one priority and a less urgent lineup with interchanging pieces. Who would you add to strengthen one or even better both lineups? Also, if I have enough pieces, I would probably move into a third lineup again, preferably something that would fit challenge and under 23. Who is your suggested goalkeeper that I don't have yet? Let's have a look. Let's have a look what you got going on. So you got Lamens and Layson, obviously both fit, like you said, challenger and under 23. I love it. Let's see what we've got going on here. Lopez, he's just signed, yeah, for Copenhagen, hasn't he? Jelle, Theater, but Theater's gone to Frankfurt, hasn't he? So he doesn't really fit challenger. So I guess he could be offloaded, or maybe you just want to collect him, which is fair enough. I'm definitely seeing a lack of depth in defense again. No, Cal, you're not too late at all, mate. Not too late at all. Get yourself into the Discord if you're not already, and get yourself into the monthly gallery review text channel. No, not at all, mate. Anyone that wants to become a member and wants a gallery review right now will get one at the end of the stream. 100%. 100%, mate. Oh, God. Talking too much. Okay, but yeah, defense looks a bit shaky here from the outset. So I'm confused because you've got quite a few like champion players here, Magnum, but you're saying to me that you've recently bought 2 rare teams, one in season challenger and one classic under 23. But like Andrich doesn't fit that bill, right? Ruggeri might be under 23, yeah, he is. Bass, that's nice, I like that. Tavernier, Sosa, Pedro Diaz, Curtis Jones, Maziz, I don't mind that either. Keita. Got very nice one. Strokens, Isaac Lippberg, Lamperoux. I'd say there's definitely room for some better defenders. I'd move out all the Bundesliga stuff you have, or any of the champ stuff you have, because that's kind of irrelevant to challenger and under 23. I mean, you can play champion under 23, but you can't play Theater there. I'm pretty sure he's too old now. Yeah, he's 24. So I'd say improve on defenders that fit both, challenger and under 23. Forwards, you're probably okay. Like, you have 2 really good forwards here. Brome's decent as well. So maybe you've got 3-ish. Yeah, for 2 lineups, you've got enough forwards. I'd definitely say defense is where you need to improve, 100%. As far as goalkeepers go, to have a 3rd lineup, I'd be more worried about making the first 2 lineups that you have strong. To be honest, mate, I wouldn't think about like having another goalkeeper just for the sake of 3 lineups yet. If I'm being completely honest with you, I think improve on that 2nd lineup first by getting a few good defenders in. And yeah, I think that 3rd lineup will eventually take care of itself. But yeah, Rizzle, what's going on, mate? Rizzle just become a member as well, or re-become a member. Santiago Sosa was my reward when I podiumed the old common competition. That's funny. Yeah, that is weird, Rizzo, that you want as a member. I thought you were. Well, you definitely were, but you know what I mean. Bamboo, what is he moving to Midtjylland, is he? Interesting. Interesting. Sellers, what's going on, pal? Any time for a bit of advice? At the end, sellers, if we do have time, we will. But I need to get through all these gallery reviews first of the members. But yeah, if we've got time, mate, at the end, let me know how much ETH you've got going on, and we'll see what that could look like. But yeah, if we've got time at the end, mate, for sure. Yeah, Rizzle, that is weird, isn't it? Like, you've instantly become a 4% member, which means you've been around for ages, basically. But yeah, it's a weird one. Kenny, what's going on, mate? Arthur as well. What's going on, lads? Must have not rolled over. Yeah, I think quite a few people have that problem, but that's all good, mate. That's all good. Okay, that is Magnum out of the way. We've got Max up next. Maximal wanted to go for in-season champion lineup next. Any suggestions, any tips would be helpful. Ooh, got a lot of good stuff going on here. In rare or in rare, or I guess it must be in rare. I mean, you've got a lot of in-season stuff already, mate. You've got in-season Leipzig, it looks like. You've got Simons in there, love that. Ivan Illich, Andy Doof. Oh, you've got in-season Simons as well, yeah, Jesus. Sesko, Nusa, Demirovic, Openda. So you've basically got a Leipzig in-season stack, from what I'm seeing. But you've also got a bit of BVB as well, yeah? Because you've got Kobel. Is there room for maybe like a Schlotterbeck or even an older Schlotterbeck to get like a second Bundesliga in-season lineup out? That could be potentially where I'd be heading. Get a Pascal Gross in. He looks to be firing from the first game of the season. I would maybe go like double up in-season Bundes, because you've already got that depth already. I mean, you've already got Demirovic. So you might not even need like a forward from Dortmund necessarily, but definitely get a Gross and a Schlotterbeck in, I would say. And you've basically got the makings of 2 in-season Bundes there, Max, from what I'm seeing. 100%. I got him out of the buy and get him free promo. That's weird. Well, I mean, if he moves, it could be a good move for him. Somebody obviously believes in that move for him. So, yeah. I don't think you've robbed anyone. Don't worry. I don't think you've robbed anyone. Max, I hope that makes sense, mate. But that's definitely where I'd be focusing. But if you've got Bundesligas, they can play in Champ as well, you know. So you don't have to necessarily play both of your Bundesliga in-season lineups in Bundesliga. You can play one in Champ and one elsewhere. That's kind of where I'd be looking, mate. Okay, Adriano. Just need some thoughts on my in-season limited team. Should I switch out Martin or stick with him? If yes, who should I get? So your in-season, who have you bought? Oh, is that Marvin Wanizek, you mean? Or Martin Odegaard? Let's have a look at what you got going on. So we've got Jota, Son, Trent. So it looks like you've got in-season Prem. Ah, yeah, you've got Odegaard there. No, I think you could keep... if it's Odegaard that you're on about, yeah, keep hold of Odegaard. Odegaard, Trent, Alisson, Rodrigo, Son, or Jota. Like, that is a very good lineup. I wouldn't worry about getting rid of Odegaard there. And then as for your rare, if you were to add one player in Premier or Liga, who would it be? I love that type of question. Like, even though I'm not a big fan of like giving out one specific name, but I do, you know, I like how straight to the point that question is, Adriano. So as far as like, for me, it does really help when you're asking those type of questions. So yeah, fair play, mate. I love that. So Courtois, Garcia, fine. Militao, Rudiger, Carvajal, Cabrera, Garcia again. Yeah, you can probably get away with that. Valverde, Mendes, Pepelu, Arsene, Jude, Mbappe, Vasquez, Duro. Okay, so I've got a name in mind. I won't say it yet. Excuse me. I've got a name in mind. I won't say it yet, but let me go to Prem. So we've got Raya, Alisson, love it. Porro, Virgil, Trent down there, perfect. Madison, Ilkay, Sobosai, Grav, McAllister. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. And then Jota, Son, Bowen, you're fine up front. So I have 2 names. I know that you've asked for one. I think you either buy KDB for your rare lineup, or you buy Vinny for your rare. KDB for your Prem lineup, or Vinny for your La Liga lineup. That's where I've come to the conclusion of. Again, I don't know how probable that can happen, but yeah, those are the 2 that I look at and go, yeah, those would make a big difference to what you've got going on in midfield in rare, and then what you've got going on up front. I know you've got Mbappe, but I think Vinny will do really well with Mbappe as like a little, a stack, obviously, and yeah, that's kind of where I'd be at, mate, for sure. Okay. So, Simon. Went into Prem in season rare. As you can see by my gallery, I managed to pull out 2 solid rewards each week. Amazing. Seeing the Chelsea situation has a lot of under 23 cards that I have. Do you think it's better to maybe pick up a goalkeeper and defender under 23 and play 3 more Chelsea boys in under 23? Or pick up another Prem keeper? I think you're probably better off playing under 23, if I'm being honest, Si. Like with the leftover Chelsea boys. I think that makes a little bit more sense. I don't think those leftover Chelsea boys would be punchy enough to play Prem and like win in Prem, you know what I mean? All the time, play through. Or pick up another Prem keeper and have 1 or 2 cards. No, I think I would definitely do the under 23 side of things, if that makes sense. Like buy, a challenger or whatever, whatever goalkeeper that is. I definitely think that would be where I'd be playing my extra Chelsea boys. 100%. You have Jorgensen, who obviously can play midweeks for you under 23, which is great. But yeah, as far as like weekend goalkeepers go, you're probably going to be better off, fielding one of them, or fielding them with the Chelsea boys. That's kind of where I'm at with that, mate. AG, what's going on, mate? Just stopping in to say I'm busy today, but excited to watch back my review. I appreciate you popping in, AG. I really do, mate. And yeah, you know how grateful I am of you being a member for so long and stuff. And yeah, hopefully we can get some good advice for the galleries. But yeah, hope you have a good day though, mate. I really do. Really do. Okay, I'm just looking at like how it looks in the Prem. So you've got Onana already, Sanchez. So it looks like you've already got like 2 Premier League goalkeepers. So do you have enough depth? I know you've got Diaz in there as well. I guess you could probably field 2 teams. Yeah, I'd probably say get an under 23 keeper in, if I'm being honest, Si. If anything. Maybe get like a decent another like good midfielder from the Prem to like not differentiate your Chelsea stuff, but just have something on the side, if that makes sense, for that second lineup with Onana. I don't think that would, because you've got like Dalot, Onana. You'd play one of these, I guess, and then obviously, yeah, Diaz and someone else. So you'd basically need like an in-season mid, wouldn't you, really, for that to work if you're playing. Well, I guess no, it'd be a classic team, wouldn't it? Because it'd be Diaz, Onana, effectively, because they're two classic. So yeah, maybe just a classic mid, potentially. Because like once you've used Caicedo and Enzo, maybe in the in-season side of things, you won't have any other mids to really use outside of, Mudryk, Ugachukwu, and Chukwuemeka. So I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe like a classic Prem midfielder, maybe, to help you there, and then yeah, another 23 goalkeeper to kind of use the leftover Chelsea boys, or to make use of those Chelsea boys for sure, mate. Okay, Die Rich. Still working on building my rare part of my gallery. Is there anything you would add to my challenger rare or contender parts? Let's have a look, mate. Let's have a look. Okay, Adam Davis. I'm pretty sure he started a couple, didn't he? And then didn't. Yeah, he was on the bench on the weekend, which is weird. So I don't know what's happening there, but you've still got Kaminsky, and you've basically got Kaminsky and Struva, so 2 goalkeepers effectively, right? Got Darland in there, nice. Connor Roberts looks good. Wendell should be coming back for Porto. Yeah, I think you're okay for defense. I wouldn't do too much in defense. Doherty, love that. Gazdag, Rusnak, Brownhill, Signs, Mario might move. Artua, yeah, you're fine in midfield. Carranza, Dan James. Yeah, for 2 lineups, you've got more than enough forwards there. And then contender. So you've got Xander Clark and I guess, yeah, just one goalkeeper there. So Moores for sale, Frankie Kent, Paul McGinn. I think the big thing for me, like with the amount of smasher contender mids there are in general, not to say you don't have good mids, because you actually do have some good players here, but like there's no like Chinese league smasher, or there's no, you know, Argentinian league smasher, K-League, J-League smasher, you know, that type of thing. I think that could be like the missing piece to make a team like this really pop. Like I know you're quite focused in on Scotland, which is fine. Maybe get like a Hatate now that O'Reilly's left, like something like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be outside of Scotland. Realistically, like it could still be like a Hatate, like I said. But I'd say a good contender midfielder is definitely what's missing there for me. So I hope that makes sense for you, mate. Okay, Ali, I've started my in-season Prem journey. I have 2 to 3 solid teams. Just want some advice on who I should be looking at to make the gallery stronger, and also if I should start looking into getting into another comp, and if so, what would the best one you could recommend? Okay, let's see what you've got going on for Prem itself. Mark, what's going on, mate? I hope everyone's doing well. Hope we're all having fun. There's a lot of us in here still, which is a good sign. I'm very glad that you're enjoying yourselves. Well, I'm assuming you're enjoying yourselves. But yeah, I hope we're all doing well. Okay, Ali, Premier League stuff then. What we got going on in Ali's gallery? So we have Vicario, Alisson, Raya. I can't argue with those 3 at all. Nico's been doing pretty well, to be fair. You won him as a reward. I'd love to see that. Romero, Nat Phillips, Gabriel, Trent. So you've basically got like 3 solid defenders there from obviously the 3 teams you've bought. I do think it could be a good idea, maybe without even looking at your mids and forwards, is to like double up on like maybe get a Van Dijk in for Liverpool, maybe get a Porro in from Tottenham. So you have that ability to play a double defender stack. Saliba maybe from Arsenal. Having the option to play double defender stack in like home fixtures sometimes for these good teams is really optimal, because, you know, if they get the clean sheet, it can just be really powerful, obviously. And yeah, I think that could really help. Rodrigo, Maddison, Bruno, love it. Odegaard, yeah, you're fine for mids. I can't argue with the mids. Forward, Son, Saka, Gordon, Wilson. Maybe get an Isak in there, because that could really help with Gordon. I know Isak haven't been... I mean, he got a decisive in his first game, but maybe getting like an Isak in there and maybe improving on the defence, Ali, is basically what I would do before thinking about moving into any other competitions. I think that would be my first train of thought. Mate, get the double defender stacks in, and then maybe get an Isak in as well if obviously budget permits that. So yeah, hope that makes sense, mate. So I'm just catching up on Discord and stuff. I've got a few bits to look in. We had Orange Juice joined. Love to see it, lads. Callum joined. Love to see it, lads. I'm just getting through. Oh, no Griezmann. Jesus. I just saw your message, Kennedy, if you're still in the chat. No Griezmann. Wow, that is a massive miss. That is huge. Like, actually massive. Holy moly. Okay, back to gallery review. Okay, so we got Cameron, then we got Kennedy, and then Connor. Okay, Bob Flynn. Review man and tell me to stop buying crap Prem teams like Luton. Stop it, Bob. You've got to stop. It's becoming out. It is out of hand. Unless you have a Bayern stack, do not play double defender. Yeah. Yeah. KB, you've hit the nail on the head there. 100%. Okay, Cam Bratton. Redoing my gallery, condensing, from 120 to 50 to 60 players, playing under 23 contender challenger, still buying and selling, so gallery might be a bit messy. Still got 3 keepers to bring in, so don't have to worry about goalies. Anything outfield from those competitions that you can see lacking in any ideas. Let's do it. Let's do it, mate. Let's go under 23 first. I'll skip goalies, like you said. Okay, Dedic, Bido, like it. Arajo, and yeah, you've got all the funky defenders. I love it. Baturina, Sangare, Fruk, Ibarra. You've basically got my gallery here, apart from Baturina and Sangare. Fruk, Ibarra, Barron, Adson, and Clarkson. Love it. If you're playing 3 lineups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you might want to get a couple of more midfielders in, I would say. Like, you've got good mids. I just think you need a few more in, just for cover. Yeah, maybe a Jankovic to go with Tony Fruk. I'm trying to think. Leighton Clarkson will be back after the international break. He could be a nice little cheap one to maybe get in on. Forwards, Rodrigo, Gotts, Ciolis, Rots, Balikwisha. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you're fine there for sure. Definitely a couple of more mids though, just for a bit more depth. Costa, Kakia. I don't know how to pronounce it, but hopefully it's that. Mignolet. So you got 3 good goalies, but yeah, Arajo, Decipher, Michele. Yeah, maybe a couple more defenders to go with. I know you've got the Bruges stack. Maybe a few Porto defenders. That could. Little Wendell maybe at left back. I know they got that Otavio now, who's really good at centre half. Have a look at him. Vanaken, Gold, Torreira, Hammer, Santi. Oh, now, so yeah, if you're playing Challenger, you definitely might need a couple of more punchy mids, especially to compete with the MLS boys. Forwards are fine. Galeno's great. Mertens, hopefully, you can still start for Gala. But a lot of these are under 23 as well, so I am aware that there's obviously an overlap there. Maybe get like an Ivan Jamie in for midfield to go with Galano. Pepe as well for Porto, not the old one, the younger version. He's coming back as well, looking pretty sharp. Butland, Mitov, Bursic. Okay, so you're pretty good for goalies. Johnson, Scales, love it. Solid. McGregor, Savio, like it. Oh, you've got like Leighton Clarkson. I don't know why I suggested him and didn't see him. Sorry, mate. Dessers, Gustavo. Yeah, okay. You're good in contender. I think you're fine there, mate. Fine in contenders. Under 23 mids, like I said, maybe a couple, and then maybe a couple of challenger mids as well, and defenders. Fabio Vieira, yeah, good shout, Siggers. Great shout. Really good shout. I didn't think of that. Yeah, really, really good shout. I was gonna say your gallery isn't your gallery isn't Chi-Town right now, but okay, Kennedy was on my channel yesterday. If you haven't checked out the what did we do, a reward video, a reward stream. He finished first in Challenges D1 Rare and won a Trubin, which was amazing. So yeah, if you've not watched that video, I opened my rewards as well. We had some fun. Let me know. Go watch that if you haven't, lads, after this stream. But yeah, this is Kennedy's gallery, the one we had on the channel yesterday. So don't make fun of my gallery name. I was trying to contact the guy and didn't know you could only change your gallery name once every 3 months. That's so funny. Okay, as usual, you know what my strategy is. Give me some feedback on my little gallery roadmap, if you will. I think I'm just in a spot where once I make a few more additions classic-wise, I'm really set. Once I get those transfers in, I'll build out a Bundesliga or La Liga in season and start running that and hopefully churn in some real cash. I'm not too interested in Challenger in season, as you really need the elite of the elite. I feel to hit the high tiers of cash, so build out maybe a Bayern Leverkusen or Bayern Munich hybrid or Barcelona Madrid hybrid and start running those. Okay. I think Prem might be a bit too competitive, but I'll do some research. If I get bored, I might eventually build a few classic champ teams, as those comps are empty for me right now. and I just want to be in a spot where I'm in every comp possible. Sounds good. Kennedy's in the chat, love it. For the rewards, got Bakayoko and Bakwa, love it. Offers out on Pote, Pote and Dani Olmo. Ooh, fun. Really fun. Okay, yeah, so I know you've been... Oh, there's Bakwa there. Bought in a little Kufal as well. Probably for collection bonus, I'm going to assume, but maybe not. What was I going to say? Cifuentes is £1. What are we doing? Second Division Europe is most exciting. Second Division Europe is fun. I will attest to that. Like, I like playing those players in... like in under 23 or whatever. Like, I don't really play them in contender, if that makes sense. But that doesn't mean no one else should. But there's the old Trubin. Singo's in there as well. Yeah, I'm just trying to look at Discord a minute. I'm really once I get the transfers in. So you are planning on building in season stuff, but it feels like, you know, with the additions you've just made, Kennedy, it feels like Classic is kind of set for you, isn't it? It's just a case of, yeah, really churning, you know, continuing to win in season bits that can turn into, like you said, a in season Bundes or a in season La Liga team. Not a believer in the Kufal Smasher seas. I swear, isn't Thing gonna play anyway? What's his name? Ex-United. Wan-Bissaka. Ooh, Ramsdale's had a fee agreed. Cal, is that is that a loan deal? Or is that a permanent? I miss winning there back in the good old days. I can only win Challenger D1 when it's just MLS. Yeah, Challenger is just an absolute clusterfuck, isn't it, right now? Yeah, literally, after this round of Classic purchase, I'm done and starting to build in season. Interesting. So you're at a weird place now where, like, there's not much to review in that sense. Like, we can go through... I'll just let people, have a look at the amazing cards you have. But, like, genuinely, until we start doing the in-season stuff, like, as you've obviously already said, like, you are very much set at this point for a lot of these comps. And, yeah, it's just a case of... Yeah, preparing for in-season in that sense, right? Like, you literally have Raya, Courtois, Trubin, Verbruggen, Pope. You have all the goalies you'd ever really want in Classic. It's just a case of, yeah, turning these cards into in-seasons, effectively. You've got the Calafiori in-season. I know you have the Saka in-season already, but like you said, it doesn't necessarily have to be played in-season. But, did you sell your Saka in-season, Kennedy? No, oh, there it is. Yeah, it's weird why it's down there. I was going to say, there's no way you would sell that. Why don't you go... Like, I know you said about Prem being too competitive. Maybe go, like, champion season with, like, your Saka and stuff. That could be quite fun. 80 million up front with 20... Wow. That's bonkers. That's nuts. So, they really don't believe in Bazunu then. Bazunu's finished. Give me your thoughts on Bundes in season. In season. Try and go hybrid build or build more of a budget lineup and stuff. But man, I think you have to make use of your Saka in season. I really do. You have to be able to make use of that card for me. Like, if you can use that card in champion season, I think you're onto a bit of a winner there. Like, as far as starting off that lineup goes, you know, forward's done, and then it's just a case of obviously, you know, mid defender and goalkeeper extra. But I think you have to make use of what that Saka in season card. It might be in Prem, but like you said, you might not want to do that, and that's fine. But if you don't want to do that, then I think at least go for champion season somewhere and make use of that in season Saka. Excuse me. I definitely think that needs to be done. To be honest, Ramsdale isn't great. Yeah, Ramsdale isn't great. I agree. But if they're spending that much money on him, like, he's gonna play, isn't he? Let's be real. To be honest, though, Bayern, like, I've never really rated him, if I'm being honest. Like, even when he first moved to Arsenal, like, I know he had glimpses and stuff, but, like, let's be honest, like, he was never that good, was he? I think the Arsenal move was a bit of a shock to us all, let's be honest, going, like, when that happened. Like, it wasn't as if, like, he was the best young goalkeeper and everyone was like, one of the best teams need to sign him type of situation. Like, it was kind of a left field move, if I remember rightly. Like, it wasn't as if like it was the most obvious thing in the world, but yeah, I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I might be seeing that wrong. But English tax, yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's fair. Maybe grab a couple of cheaper, champion season mids, churn for a while. That could help me build out a better Bundes team. I think that's the play, Kennedy. You've got a golden card there. So many donkey moments. I agree, Apple. Yeah, I think playing champ is the play, Kennedy. I really do, mate. Really, really do. You have to make use of that Saka card. Okay, Con. Should I continue with Super, or sell up? Had a surprise DMP in contender and finished 1 point outside of a box. Gutted, mate. Absolutely gutted for you. In season, prizes seem poor. $30 market credits in D2 versus $40 in D1. Yeah, they're not great, are they? I try and trade into a champion season stack for a team that doesn't have European football like Villarreal or Freiburg. Let's see what you've got at Super Rare, Con. Because I know you were doing well at Super Rare, like Cap 240 and stuff on you for a long time. And, unfortunately, that's been ripped away from us. Okay, so you've got Leno. So you've got Prems. So that was... Oh, you were that close away from a box in Prem. Super Rare, sorry. Yeah, wow. So you got Johnny. Is he still? Yeah, he's still the Bastia keeper, isn't he? Okay, so you've got a half decent Prem defensive stack there in Leno and Robinson. Okay, so you've just got the Fulham boys basically. I mean, if you're only finishing one place out of the boxes, it's not a complete sort of write-off for you in that sense. Like Fulham, half decent. Like, let's be real. Like, they're not terrible. I'm just looking at their fixtures now. I know they've got Ipswich next, which you'll probably want to keep them for. West Ham, Newcastle, Forest, and then it goes obviously City, Villa, Everton, Brentford, Palace. I mean, their fixtures aren't even that terrible, but it's like, are you gonna, is that gonna reflect in their scores? Isn't it? Con is kind of the issue. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I mean, I don't think you need. Like, you don't really need this Johnny guy, really, do you? If you like, I'm guessing you're still putting out some sort of contender lineup, but I think you could do without the contender in season. Contender super rare. I think just having this the Prem one is enough, and maybe with the cards that you sell from contender, if you can sell them, turn them into a few more super rare, Premier League lineups. Not lineups, but strength in depth. But like, I don't know. Trying to trade into a champion season stuff. I mean, if you could trade this all into a champion season rare stack, then I wouldn't be mad about that at all. Like, if I mean, Leno itself, super rare Leno is worth quite a lot. So, he's a good chunk of an in-season champ lineup. I don't know. The two options for me is either sell all the super rares up and go in season rare, or sell the contender side of things that you've got and just go stronger in super rare Prem. They're the two options for me, if that makes sense. Yeah, we can obviously discuss that on Discord as well. Further, mate, if you have any offers or whatever on the cards. Okay, dear Egan, I hope you're still in here, mate. Decided to heavily go into under 23 this season with a few other pieces here and there. Still have my MLS boys and a few JPL boys that I play week in, week out. But do you think I should sell my Liverpool stack and go all in on under 23 and get big pieces, i.e. Bellingham, Yamal, or just continue what I'm doing, getting boxes every week in essence to craft more players, expanding my gallery through that, selling rewards, etc. Let's have a look. When you say your Liverpool, have you got an in-season Liverpool collection or an older season one? Let me have a look. I think Ramsdale was a great shot stopper, but with his supposed problems, like the interviews where he said he couldn't focus for that long, didn't help. Yeah, and he's not great with his feet, is he? As far as modern football goes, he is a decent shot stopper. I will give you that though. Okay, so you got the old, you got the Alisson stuff, Trent, Van Dijk as well. I don't know. I think you've got enough in under 23 already from building your lineups, Deegan, to like not need to buy the Bellinghams. I don't think you actually need to do that with the quality you already have. And I think the Liverpool collection you have will yield you enough like already, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think you need to sell the Liverpool collection to buy your Mal and Bellingham to then yield in under 23. I think you can yield enough with the Liverpool boys already, and then if you want to sell those those in-season Prem cards, go for it. Turn them into under 23 cards. But I think I would definitely keep the Liverpool boys. I wouldn't change that. I wouldn't change that at all, because the strength you already have in under 23, like your Glue, Skarsgård, they can easily outscore a Bellingham, like, in my opinion. So I'm not too worried about like that. Like, if you didn't have those, I'd be a bit more skeptical and more inclined to tell you to sell maybe the Liverpool boys. But nah, definitely, man, I'd keep them. I'd 100% keep them. Okay, Sorare Kenny. Here we go on Ramsdale. Wow. That's mental. Did not expect that. So we've got Kenny, Ozzy, Dembois, Shrew, Rizzle. And then we've got, Kali, AG, Jonathan, and a couple of the new lads. Wow, yeah, Callum's just put it in here. Exclusive. Southampton agree a fee. Mental. Okay, what should I do with the in-season star from the Bundesliga? Should I sell it and go for depth with Classic, or keep it and build an in-season? So who... Oh, you want Elise? Wow. I think you should keep it, to be honest, Kenny. And I'd build around him. I really, really would. I know he didn't start. Here we go on Simsi 100. Hopefully. I know he didn't play that well in the first game, but like, it'll come. Like, Elise is world class. Yeah, I would build around him. I wouldn't really sell him to buy Classic. I don't think buying Classic within, like, I don't think selling in season for buying more Classic is the play right now. I think you've got a really elite piece in Elise. Now build around him would definitely be my... Oh, you want a Soriano as well? Great. I just picked up his Classic card, actually. Yeah, I would definitely do that. Kenny, 100% build around Elise. Get a little Bundesliga in-season stack. 100%. Okay, English. Aussie. Any holes you've seen under 23? Is it worth paying up for the top guys? Let's have a look. Let's have a look what you've got going on, mate. Should I prioritize Premier League or Champions? Most of my Champion cards are playing in the Prem. I'll have a look at that as well, for sure. Just started Sorare. Any tutorials? Yeah, Darren, if you go on my channel, mate, there's loads of sort of how-tos and help videos on there. 100%, mate. 100%. Like, it might not all be in one video, but I've got loads of videos on my channel. Just have a little scroll through, and there should be some things there. Yeah, if you've got a couple of hours to spare, you should be able to have a decent grasp of the game by watching a couple of them. I have like a tutorial on, or like an explaining video on like the Matrix. I'll kind of show you now if you really not. Yeah, we've got time. I'll just go through my channel quickly. Let's have a look. No worries, Daz. But yeah, I'll show you quickly just the ones I think would be quite helpful. So, I mean, the Road to Glory could actually be really helpful, to be completely honest. There's quite a few. Well, it's a beginner's guide, realistically, just, made out in a Road to Glory version. I'd say watch the Road to Glory videos. Definitely watch the in-season versus classic thing. Watch this video, the Matrix Explained for Beginners. I think that one's a bit underrated as far as, how much it'll help you. The How to Trade on Sorare video should help as well. You can watch some of the rival stuff that I have, which is the free-to-play side of things, which should help. And I've got a little beginner's guide on, like, Sorare rivals versus the pro side and the differences between them. And then the rest of the videos are basically very under 23, rewards, which, I mean, they're not going to teach you anything realistically. I've got a little essence video which might help you as well. This is the old Road to Glory. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it from what I can see here. Yeah, hope that helps me. Yeah. Ooh, Rodrigo or Isak. I think it's depends, Tristan. It depends if you have if you have Gordon to go with him in that sense. Nah, I wouldn't buy Fatawu personally. By the way, lads, let me just show you this. I could be cooking in not in season, in classic La Liga. Look at this. What a start. Clean sheet from Soriano. Goal from Pedri. And I've got the Real Madrid boys tomorrow to bring it home. Surely we've got a chance here. Surely we have a decent chance. As long as Vinny turns up, obviously, you know, Tchouaméni, Militao. This could be really tasty. We could have a decent shot here at something. We could have a half decent shot at something here. Okay. Real should rotate heavily, yeah, but they can't rotate in certain positions, right? Like, they don't really have any of the centre-backs, and yeah, there's certain things that they can't really rotate. They'll rotate, like Rodrigo will probably get rotated out. There'll definitely be a few rotations in there, definitely. Wow, Mamardashvili still got 27 AA. That is very impressive. Very impressive. Yeah, Fatahu's overpriced for sure. Why wouldn't Tchouaméni play? Tchouaméni surely plays. Like, who do they play instead of Tchouaméni? Realistically, I don't know. I think we'll see this team, but we might see Arda Güler instead of Modric, in my opinion. Maybe. I think this will be. Yeah, Mamardashvili's floor is ridiculous. Yeah, Luke. It looks like Vasquez is going to play instead of Carvajal. That looks pretty nailed. But yeah, I can't see how Tchouaméni doesn't play realistically. Like, if Camavinga was fit and stuff, then fair enough. But I don't know. I just struggle to see where they can kind of rest him, to be honest. But okay. So we're looking at under 23s, one week for Aussie. Layson, Campos, Tani. Okay, so 3 keepers. I don't know if I see Valverde, Modric, and Arda all starting, to be honest. There's not really like a natural 6 there, is there? Especially away from home as well. I'm not saying Valverde can't play there. Modric is, you know, can kind of do that, but like, he's just not as physically capable of, yeah, of covering ground as a Tchouaméni could. Modric, that is. Valverde obviously can cover ground, but I don't know. I'd be shocked if we see Modric and Arda starting in like the same midfield, unless Arda plays out wide. I'm sure Brahim will play after his cameo. I'm sure he will. So Platinic is injured. Guth. Sequeira. Yeah, I'd say we need a few better defenders here for sure, or a few more defenders for some depth. 100%. Mainu, Lavia, Delorge, Miller, Tavernier. Yeah, I'd say you're okay in midfield, but I definitely think defense is a little bit weak. Garnacho, Yao, and I'd say maybe a forward or 2. I'd say a forward or 2 to be really picky, and maybe 2 defenders as well. 2 forwards, 2 defenders in under 23. And then as far as your champ stuff goes, what have you got? So you got Onana, you've got Henderson, Lisandro, Dallo. I mean, yeah, most of your cards are Prem. I would say, yeah, Weefer comes in as well. Yeah, I'd say I'd be playing Prem realistically with like the Prem cards you have. Terrier's obviously left to the Bundesliga, so yeah, I'd say you should be playing Prem Aussie for sure. Okay, Dennis, let's do it. I want to play under 23 and Challenger in season and classic. Do you see any obvious holes that I need to fill? Where do I go from here? Do I buy in season European cards from now on, or is it better to save up for in season La Liga, for example? Thanks again. No worries at all, mate. Watkins has a nice run. So I'm just catching up on Discord. Drake, what's going on, pal? Hope work was okay. Okay, so we need to go back to here. I want to play the 23 and Challenger in season. Do you see any of his holes? So we need to go under 23. Hadel, Roofs, Campos. We don't know what's going on with Ramad, Schrendler, Cavalier. You've got more than enough keepers. Uar, Kaplan, Pereira, Natan. I'd say you're missing maybe a couple of excuse me, really good like centre backs, if that makes sense, like a Saliba, a foremost Mendy, and Inacio, somebody like that. I think could really help. Fruk, Aronson, Seidel, McGlynn, Sainz, Pereira, Guzman, Dirk Proper, Bass, Hodger. Yeah, midfielders are okay. I'd say you're okay in mid. Brobby, Drioach, Ivankovic is going to move to USG. Abada. I'd say maybe a forward or two as well, like somebody that's like really nailed on. For sure. Yeah, a couple of I'd say some nailed forwards and some like centre backs, if that makes sense. Oh, Lille are 1-0 down. Okay, yeah, a couple of centre backs for sure, and then forwards. Definitely like some solid forwards. Challenger in season. So you still got the MLS stuff to lean on there. You got a couple of Eredivisie cards as well. Fun. Yeah, I just kind of rinse the Seattle boys until the end of the season as well. Hopefully that kind of works out. But do I buy in-season European cards from now on, or is it better to save it for La Liga? I would continue where you're strongest, if that makes sense. So like if you don't have a footprint there already, then I think you should just continue playing like Challenger in season, if that makes sense. I wouldn't branch out to La Liga if you don't really have a footprint there already, in my opinion. Yeah. Slavia to UCL. There we go. Wild. Just looking through defenders for Prem. Would a Kanji be a good pickup? Yeah, Kanji could be really solid. I do worry a little bit about like the rotation with him though. But when he plays, he scores so well. So, you know, if you kind of know he's going to play, then he's a very good option. I think Gabriel's the safer one though. If I had to pick out of those three, I think Gabriel would be my pick. Ben White can peak though, for sure. But yeah, I think I would go Gabriel. Okay, Port. finishing off with a couple of pieces in limited Bundesliga, and then focusing on building my rare side of the gallery. Where should I focus on to start with to make a section stronger? Champs or Challenger? Thanks in advance. Okay. Is that, I'm guessing that's with obviously the rare side of things. So let's have a look at the rare side. So what should you make stronger? Let's see how the champ boys look. Silison. So you basically got one goal. Well, yeah. Is Perrin starting? Let's have a look. No. Okay, so you've got one goalkeeper basically there that starts. Beraldo. Okay, a couple of decent defenders there. Lee Kang in, like it. Paulinia, okay. Mids are decent. Interesting. And then as far as challenges go, what have you got already over there? The Wolf, Kaminsky, Wellenreuther. Okay, so you've got a lot more depth in challenger, right? No worries, Dennis. No worries at all, pal. I do, David. Yeah, gallery reviews are for members only. Who is your dream Prem SO5? Oof, probably Raya. Raya, Trent, Rodri, Saka forward card. And then either like Son or KDB. Maybe Palmer. One of those three, I would say. Nearly a 3-hour shift. Yeah, I think this could end just over 3 hours, I reckon. Maybe a bit longer. Decent shift. Okay, yeah, back to defenders in Chal. Rasmussen, Tolkien, Manhoef, Karowny. I mean, you've already got a decent footprint in challenges. Like, I don't know if it needs, like, obviously you can always improve things, but like it's already good enough to where like I think you could get away with not improving it for a little bit, to where I think I would improve your champs. If you do have a goal to play champs, I think that has to be the goal, to improve what you've got over here, whether that's another goalkeeper. You've got a couple of good mids already. You've already got a good couple of forwards. You've got I would probably start improving champ, if I'm being honest. I think your challenges almost takes care of itself, honestly. Okay, Rizzle. Finally, we get to you, mate. Honestly, would like some direction. My gallery is a bit all over the place. Challenger in season is probably my best bet. But it depends on where to go now. Under 23 is my other priority, but I'm not sure what else to do or where to take my gallery. Okay, let's have a look what you've... Is that from a place of like because you're not winning as much as you thought you was, or like, you know, what's making you think you don't know where to go, if that makes sense? And your goalkeepers look fine for under 23. You've got the Sporting boys. Got St. Trinidad's boys. I mean, outside of those stacks, like outside of Sporting and the Belgium League stack, like I'd say you're a little bit low on under 23 defenders. Just outside of that, they can be from contender, they can be from, you know, wherever. But yeah, I think you're a little bit too focused on maybe a couple of these stacks, like the collections. Like collections is great, but for under 23s, it's not as relevant. You've got some good forwards though, but for under 23 specifically, I definitely think you can improve on the defenders. Like I said, foremost Mendy. There's quite a few sort of centre back options. Like you have good defenders, but a lot of these I'm sure you'll be using in challenges itself, because that's where obviously the in-season money's at. So I think that kind of takes care of under 23s. My Sporting boys are fantastic. Yeah, they've been great. I mean, you know, sometimes Rizzle, the best place to go is nowhere. In the sense of like you know, don't change what's kind of working. I know we all want to progress and go into different, you know, lineups and whatever, but sometimes it's better off just staying where you are and just kind of reaping the rewards that way. I don't know if I'd be touching much else, to be honest, mate, because you've got good depth already. Nice little Fabio Vieira there. I'd say improve on the under 23 stuff if you still want to play that and take that seriously. But outside of that, I think for challenges specifically, I'd kind of leave that how it is. I don't know what your champs is looking like, but we can see straight away. Okay, so you got cells. Okay, so you got Forest stack. I mean, that could be... Forest are looking pretty decent right now. Like, there's a 5-man stack there that can easily go off. I'm not mad about that at all. I'm really not. I think you've got a sneaky little prem setup there as well. You know, if as far as like where to go next, is it more Premier League in season lineups potentially, or another, or like a champion in season lineup, maybe a Bundesliga or La Liga, outside of when you've fixed the under 23 stuff? I'd say that's kind of where I'm at. As a Sporting fan, we should get better defensively. Diego, when is when is the Bass going to starting for you? Because he's becoming very frustrating for me right now because he's not starting. I think Quaresma's starting ahead of him, isn't he? So yeah, Rizzle, I hope that makes sense, mate. Any other questions? Obviously, just let me know in Discord. Okay, Cali. Gallery's a work in progress and a bit of a mess, but looking to try and play in season champ. Okay. I know I need a few more pieces. Any positions, players you would suggest? I picked up an in-season MLS team a few weeks ago to use to the end of the season. Sounds great. Do I sell Messi and fund a new forward? I'll have a look at that stuff in a minute. Let's have a look at your Prem stuff first. Your champ stuff. So you've got Bizot, you've got Alex Meret. Nice. So 2 in-season keepers. Kenny Lala, I like it. Pedro Porro's on sale. So it looks like you might need a couple of defenders if you are going to sell those Prem players off. Teji, I love that. Great card to pick up. Roman 5's not a bad player. I do think you're missing maybe a good in-season midfielder to go alongside a Teji. Maybe like a Harit in season or something like that. Wabi Kazri's not going to really cut it. Lacazette. Obviously got Grease. I think if you want an in-season forward, maybe that could... another in-season forward. An in-season midfielder, potentially, if you're going to play like 2 in-season lineups. And maybe an in-season defender, if I'm being completely honest. You get that Chambeau, is it? Chambeau, the defender for Brest. I think that could make a bit of sense. The Bass is an awful debut and he's been coming off the bench and it's just a matter of time. Interesting. The Bass through my first lineup. Yeah, everyone thought he was going to probably start that first game, right? And it obviously didn't happen. Yeah, so there's definitely improvements to make in the in-season side of things positionally. I'd say 1 defender, midfielder, and a forward. Doesn't have to be Liga or whatever, but if that's where your knowledge base is, then keep that up. Maybe a Harit, maybe a Luis Henrique, maybe from Marseille. I don't know, Ito potentially from Reims. There's obviously loads of options, but yeah, Chambeau maybe to go for the double defensive stack with Kenny Lala and Bizot. And then you said you bought an in-season MLS situation. So we've got Scholter, we've got Wagner, love that. And then we've got Carlos Heel, De La Cruz, Herrera, don't mind it. 30. Rambo, love that. And then you've got the Messi. Yeah, I mean, I don't know when Messi's going to be back, but I think he's going to be a bit of a nightmare as far as guessing what's going to go on with him. I would try and probably maybe sell him and try and move that into like a Buanga or a Cucho or somebody that's obviously as elite as he is with like less worry about him playing. So yeah, I think I would sell Messi personally. I think I would definitely sell him. So yeah, hope that helps, mate. And then you've got alternatively, do I sell and invest more heavily into Champ? Would you consider selling Brazilian cards? Maybe if you're not enjoying playing them, then yeah, then get them gone. Do I keep or sell Textiera? Is that contender Textiera? If your contender stuff isn't like fun for you, then you've got some decent cards, but they're from like Chile and stuff, aren't they? Yeah, I'd probably sell Textera potentially, even though his floor isn't even that expensive. But yeah, I'd probably try and look to knock Contender on its head. I would there from what you've got already. I'd say move that into the champ stuff, like you said, 100%. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I would sell out the Contender stuff and maybe the Brazil stuff and the Messi, and then go like champ in season or more in season champ stuff. Like we said, defender, midfielder, forward, and then yeah, maybe get like a Kucho or a Buanga or somebody quite elite in the MLS to replace Messi with. I think that's where I'd be going there. Okay, Shamrock, I did that wrong. Shamrock AFC. Looking to play Premier League Classic and Challenger in season and Classic. I have some solid teams, but basically, where do you think I need to improve? And since I'm not really looking to put any more money into Sorare now, what players would you recommend selling to finance any improvements, or just get rid of in general? Okay. So if you want Prem Classic, you're gonna need good cards to play there. Leno, okay. Neto, Robinson, 2 Robertsons. Kudus, Bowen. Yeah, you've got a half decent Prem lineup there, but it's, you can't expect it to yield you every weekend. I would say, like, the fixtures have to align. Like this weekend, playing City, you can't really expect Bowen to do too much there. Same for Kudus. So that's the issue with like having a gallery like this, is like if they're not all playing for the same team, obviously the fixtures aren't going to align most of the time. And then it kind of just kills you a lot of the time. And I'm not saying I'm a massive fan of 5-man stacks, but I do think it does help in situations where like they're the only cards you have. So yeah, I don't know. You probably do need to improve the Premier League option, especially like at mid and forward, because you're basically stuck. If West Ham don't have a good fixture, your lineup's done basically. So you probably need another forward and a mid to like negate that happening. I would say. And then Chow in season. So obviously we have the Revs boys. Oh, UK, you should have Westerloo. You got Pupe. Oh, Pupe. Done really well. Maziz. Okay. I mean, yeah, you're in season. Yeah, your in season stuff is okay as well. Like, it's not, it's definitely in with a shout, especially this weekend. Good fixture for Bershot. But yeah, as far as like what you can sell, really, like I know that's the problem. Like, you're not going to sell your Revs boys, so it's like, Joseph Martinez. Maybe a couple of these mids that you're not using, but they're so cheap. It's really hard to turn that into much else. If that makes sense. AG. So I'm just not seeing enough to be able to turn into other things realistically. With you saying obviously you don't want to put any more money in, which I definitely respect. So that's where like your in season stuff have to yield you some money then, right? That's the whole point of that. Best stack is a 2 and a 3 most of the time, yeah, Rob. Or like a 2-2 and a 1. It's like a goalkeeper defender from the same team, a mid and a forward from the same team, and then an extra player from whoever. So yeah. Hope that helps, mate. Okay, Jonathan. Sorry, lads. Okay, Jonathan says, basically, just what are the next steps in my gallery? So, that's not an easy thing to to really come up with, I don't think. But maybe it is. You've got a Robin Roofs. You've got Sillerson. I'm just looking at your rare stuff. So you've got a champ and you've got a challenger keeper, basically. I know Sillerson helps your collection bonus, I guess, in the NEC stack. But as far as utility goes, like, you're only going to be using him in like the specials, basically. So I think I'd be selling him off, personally, if you can. And fully concentrate on... I mean, you have a decent under 23 keeper is the sneaky thing about it. So you could go Robin Roofs, you could go Yuri Bass, El Karauni. Like, you've got decent defenders. Dirk Proper's not bad. Fujia's not bad either. And then forwards are okay as well. I would be selling that Sillerson, and I would be like bolstering out your midfielders and forwards for under 23. And I'd be running an under 23 rare lineup, like a good one. That's definitely what I'd be doing. Wizard of Oz, what's going on, mate? Hope you're all well. Love your videos. Muslera got a red card in the Champions League playoff. Might be a stupid question, but will he be able to start in the next league game? Yeah, he should be able to, Wizard of Oz, yeah. Unless the manager doesn't want to reward him for getting sent off. But yeah, he's allowed to, if that makes sense. Like, whether he actually does is a different question, but yeah. In Rivals, what points does a sub start on? 35 now, Rob. So yeah, Jonathan, that would be where I'd be concentrating my efforts, mate. I'd be selling that Sillerson, and sort of, was this the right person? Crozzle, if you're in the chat, let me know. But oh yeah, I think this is you. 35, yeah. Oh, is it? What happened, Diogo? What did he do? I haven't seen it, so I couldn't say. But yeah, Kieran says, want to know where to focus next steps. If this is your gallery, I hope it makes sense if it is. Casper, I mean, you've obviously got Crozzle, changed my name and only just updated. That's all good, mate. Oh yeah, Entice Designs, obviously you joined today, didn't you? Sorry, mate. Yeah, I mean, it looks like you've got a in-season contender setup, right? From what I'm seeing. You've got a few other bits in Granada, which are obviously contender classic. Fits. I mean, it seems like to me, mate, that you've got a decent in-season setup as far as who you've bought. Celtic defensive back, love it. Wanizek. A couple of other Bundesliga boys. Ron Robert Zayla. Leopold. You've got some good in-season cards. I would just be continuing to bolster those in-season cards because those are your money makers. Those are the cards that are going to win you cash. So, the goals are to be putting out those in-season lineups week on week now. We need, you need to yield from them. And with that yield, obviously reinvest it back into where you're already strong, which is, contender in season, and continue doing that and rolling it over to where you get to a point where you don't need any more in-season contender cards. And then potentially you can move over to challenger or champ or wherever you want to, move over to. If you want to ever move over, you don't have to, of course, but you've got a really good base of cards here. Like, I think you've got a really nice little base of in-season cards, and it's just about bolstering that and allowing yourself to have good matchups every weekend between 2 or 3 lineups and yield in that way. I really think that's how to play it. Diego says the other team scored and just got up and kicked the guy that scored. No way, did he? Just booted him. What, in the head or just on his body? That's wild. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, mate. And yeah, being in the Discord and stuff, Crozzle, like, genuinely, it'll do you a world of good. Like, honestly, we've had like Cameron. I don't know whether he's still in here, but Cam's really sort of gone on to just become a better Sorare player and understand the game way more. And as far as like how to buy better cards, more quality or whatever. And I think the Discord's definitely helped him in that sense. And we obviously do the lineup builds as well every Thursday and Monday. So yeah, if you need help with your lineups, I'm obviously here to do that. And yeah, hopefully we can build some winning lineups for you, mate. But you've got the bones of a good contender in season situation. It's just about bolstering that now, I would say. KB, Harry, what's the website you use for lineup predictions? Since I'm into Premier League now, I need more than SD for Bundesliga. There's not enough free stuff. So I'm using Predictify. So me and Quinny have a little, like a little offer basically. Well, it's not. I don't even think it gets you anything off per se. Like it doesn't get you 10% off or anything. I don't think there's any discount codes, but there's a code Quinny Harry. That once you put it in, you will be entered to potentially win a mystery jersey, basically, from Predictify. So yes, Quinny Harry, once you've like chosen your plan effectively. But yeah, I use Predictify, or we use Predictify, and yeah, it's good enough. I mean, you know, inside's good as well. Like they're both good, but you know, we've got this little sort of deal thing with them. Oh, Costanu has actually just moved to Atalanta, lads. I just got the notification. I saw they put a bid in for him, but he's actually moved. Wild. That probably makes the Bundesliga rotation for Leverkusen a bit easier now on the body. He completely lost it. That's shocking, that is, isn't it? He might not play again for them because he's getting on a bit as well. That's such bad sportsmanship. Okay, Sorare Lloyd. We've got Lloyd, we've got James, we've got CO, we've got Orange Juice, we've got James Johnson, and then we've got Callum. So, nearly there, lads. What are we? 3 hours and 3 minutes. Bro lost one single game this season, decided to join that team. Atalanta have enough centre-backs, don't they? I feels like they do, Cal, don't it? Yeah, I don't know if he comes in and just, you know, walks into a starting 11 there, honestly. But either way, he wasn't really starting every game for Leverkusen, was he? So, I don't know. My primary focus is under 23 players are spread across the usual comms. Most of them are classic. I'd like to know where to improve. Weakening contender under 23 options, and leading from that, who could I target as players to improve upon, and what's the next steps? Okay, let's do it, Lloyd. Because I know you've got really good under 23 cards, so I don't know if there is going to be that many improvements to be made, but maybe there is. Chevalier, Trubin, Mamadashvili, but yeah, mate, your under 23 stuff is just ridiculous. Like you've literally got like 4 pages of starting goalkeepers. But I guess you can play them in other regions, obviously, can't you? Okay, so you've got Champ, Challenger. Lots of Champ and Challenger. Foremost is Contender. Baidu the same. Dedic the same. Barisic the same. Mate, I'm just not seeing where you're weak here, especially in defense. I'm really not seeing it. I'm not seeing any weaknesses there in defense. Saka, Elise, so Champ, Contender, Champ, Challenger, Champ, Contender, Challenger, Contender. You've got a good array of options, like, you know, outside of their under 23. Maybe adding like an even Jamie in there for Porto. I think he looks really good. And Nico Gonzalez, you could have a little footprint in Porto maybe. Just thinking of some smashers that, you know, you could add into this. But you've got such depth, mate. Honestly, like I don't see where you go from here as far as under 23 cards go. You've got what you want realistically. No worries, Matadez. Thank you so much for being here for so long, mate. Genuinely means the world. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stasin, Bakwa. I mean, you've got it all, mate. It's just I don't see what you can really add to things like this, in all honesty. Leonard. I mean, if you just love playing under 23, then it's one of them where, like, is the next step going to rare for you in some way? Like, if you don't want to play, I guess you are forced to play the other competitions because you just have so much surplus. I mean, you got Ramsdale now at Southampton. Because, yeah, you are basically all under 23. I know you've got, like, a few Arsenal boys in there maybe that aren't. Yeah, so you've got a few Prem players that aren't under 23, obviously. Odegaard and Rice. Yeah. No, maybe rare doesn't seem like the next step for me. I think maybe just like branching out into champion, if that's something you want to do, because you have such good rare lineups already, limited lineups already at under 23. Your leftovers will obviously get scattered into contender, champ, and challenger. But like, Yeah, it's a weird one because you are so under 23 focused. Is there much point? Your goal every weekend is to be good in under 23, I'm assuming. You know, because you said your primary focus is under 23. So, I don't know. It's a weird one because to get better in the regions, you'd have to add like older players, basically. So it just kind of depends if you want to do that. You know what I mean? That's kind of the issue with that one. So yeah, I'm interested to see what you say about that, Lloyd. But yeah, I hope that helps. Okay, James Parker. Oh, I don't know if you've given me James. If you are, oh, here we go. I got you. J2 DAP. Yeah, perfect. Okay, currently thinking I want to level up with concentrating on Prem, make it as strong as possible. Maybe focusing on building up an Arsenal stack for collection bonus. Looking at Raya. Unsure if I should stick with the Villa players I have or switch it up there. My theory is building a stack for collection bonus around top keepers, Raya, Onana. Yeah, thoughts. I don't think that's necessarily like keepers are the word. And I don't want to rain on your parade too much, but like having collection bonus on your keepers isn't the play. Having collection bonus on your Sakas, your Palmers, like the big cards is the cards that are going to get you the most points is where you want the most collection points, if that makes sense. Keepers necessarily don't really bring in that many points. Like they do, but like they're not scoring hundreds, you know, where outfielders score hundreds. And that's where you want the collection points because you're going to get more on top, right? So, yeah, I'm not saying don't buy an Arsenal stack, but what I'm saying is you'd buy an Arsenal stack because you want 5% on Saka or 5% on Odegaard or 5% on whoever, right? Any of the good players there. Usually don't play a full stack in the lineup, split stacks. Yeah, split stacks definitely the way for me. United fan, so I'll definitely not be buying any Liverpool or City players. That's funny. Do you think selling what I have listed or to reinvest back into stacks is a decent idea? Or should I hold what I have as most prices are low and to add premium slowly? Let's have a look what you've actually got. So you've got Saka. You won a Saka. Wow, that's amazing. So you've got Saka, Emi, Onana, Bruno, Romero. So yeah, as far as like in season goes, it's not about having the collection boat like I've already said on the goalkeepers. It's more so on like the smasher cards. For me, you're obviously trying to sell it. Can I filter by what's on sale? Yeah, here we go. So you're selling a couple of these cards. You're trying to sell Nick Pope. Okay, so 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Probably got like 80 quid's worth maybe of cards on sale here, roughly. Maybe a bit more if it all sells. I mean, I don't know how far that really goes in Prem in season, but it's definitely going to help. And yeah, it's never a bad idea. I say it's never a bad idea, but you know, in season is where you want to be playing if you can. But yeah, you're saying focus on building Arsenal collection. I definitely think, yeah, improving your Arsenal stuff to help your Saka out and stuff is the play. I definitely think so. If in season's not you don't have to play in season. No, I think Villa are a decent. I think Villa defensive stacks could be quite fun. I don't think from like an attacking perspective you really want them, but you know that's where you have like your Arsenals, your whoever, your Uniteds, and players with a bit more punch. Tottenham as well, Son, Maddison, that type of thing. Yeah, I think definitely, but bringing in like a Son, a Maddison to help you, Romero, bringing in maybe like you said a Raya. Like you said, getting rid of Nick Pope. Yeah, I'm not against that. Maybe bring in Vicario because you already have Romero, don't you? So if you have Romero, surely bring in Vicario instead of Pope. That would probably be the play for me. I think, mate. If you can sell those cards, yeah, add premium slowly and kind of take it from there for sure. Okay, Bayern Baru. Oh, it's probably going to be Sean O'Neill 13. Oh. Okay. Let's do it. 6 rares. So, we've got a small gallery because of me selling it all at the end of the season as I needed to refresh. Needed a refresh. Currently got a under 23 rare team, limited challenger team, and a crappy contender team as Hearts are struggling at the moment. Looking to make a rare Lorient stack and would like to see what you think and what would work well in my gallery. I'm going to purchase Stasin or another under 23 defender for depth as well. Okay, so let me just see what you got for under 23. I see you've bought all in-season cards. For me, like if you're playing under 23, you don't need to buy these in-season cards, in my opinion. Like I know they'll have the 5% collection bonus or 5% in-season bonus, but you don't need to be spending on these in-season cards, in my opinion. I really don't think you need to. Like you could sell all these, buy the classics versions, and bank a decent change, and that probably buys you, a Lorient team. Like Lorient actually are looking pretty good right now. You'd obviously have Mavongo in goal. You'd have Mendy and maybe Silva as the defensive stack. You'd have either Abridjal, however you pronounce it, and Ponchu, or you could go double mid or double defense, either or. But you basically want these two, and then you probably want Pagis as your forward. So it's like forward, double mid, defender, goalkeeper, or goalkeeper, double defense, one of these mids, and then Pagis. That's kind of what I would do. But yeah, Lorient look good. They haven't conceded a goal yet. Like they're looking pretty good. So it's not a terrible team to stack. Oh, James is in here. James, I appreciate that, mate. Any other questions though? Pop over to Discord, and I can obviously help you out whenever you need. But yeah, I've got a small. I don't know. I just think, Sean, you could potentially sell off these in-season cards and buy the classic if you're just playing them in under 23. Like, there's no need to have the in-season bonus in my opinion. I really don't think there is, because you're spending money on in-season cards when you aren't even benefiting from the in-seasonness of them. If that makes any sense. So yeah, hope that makes sense, mate. And let me know how you get on with the Lorient thing. But I do think it's a decent thing to get into. Okay, Nathan. Hi, Harry. Been watching a lot of your content. This is my first year of playing properly. Don't have much going on in the gallery. Looking for any form of advice or recommendations as to what the next steps could potentially be. Keep up the great work. I really appreciate that, Nathan. I really do, mate. I'm only playing 3 comps ATM, so Champion, Challenger, Champion Classic, Challenger Classic, and under 23. Willing to invest £100 to £200 if needed. Would love to know what comps I should look into. Okay, let's have a little look. Let me have a little drink first. Okay. Okie dokie. So we've got 30 cards. Szoboszlai. Like it. Let me just go from high to low. So Yaya Fofana under 23. Last one there. Champ. Szoboszlai. Ali Junior Cupri. Good Lorient player. Karopi, sorry. Lavia, Johnstone. Wisa, Kulu. Stiller, good player. Golovin. Got some decent champ cards. I think you've got a decent champ lineup there, for sure. I think if you've got $200 or £200, you've got to be playing in season. I can't tell somebody to come into this game right now and play classic. With the way it looks, like in season is where it's at. So it's up to you. You either go in season champ and you buy like a French league team or like a couple of French league players. It doesn't have to be just French league, but you know what I mean, Serie A, French league. Or you go Bundesliga and buy a Bundesliga team. I think that could be quite fun if you like the Bundesliga. And same for La Liga. There's merit there. I think if you gun to my head, what am I telling somebody to do? I think it's Bundesliga, because without a Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico stacking, or an assumption. I don't know what the word is. Someone help me, lads. A conglomerate maybe of like Atletico, Real, or Barca players. It's going to be quite hard to do that on 150 to 200 quid. But in the Bundesliga, I think you could get an in-season Bundesliga lineup with some really funky cards. Amiri, Pascal Gross, maybe Kevin Stoger. I'm just naming a few cards off the top of my head. Like, you don't need like the elite of the elite as much as you do in La Liga, in my opinion. So I think, if you're interested in Bundesliga, I think that could be the fun in-season play. You could do Prem, but I just don't think it goes as far. To be honest, Nathan says, was thinking of going for PSG cards with the 200 or maybe a few Stuttgart or Leverkusen 2 stacks. I don't know how far 200 quid goes between Leverkusen and Stuttgart, but I definitely think you have to do it in season, in my opinion. If you're putting in new money right now and you want to see a bit of a return, you have to play in season, unfortunately. I say that unfortunately. It's not a bad thing, but wow, Simsia just scored. If anyone has him. Go on the Simsia. But yeah. PSG is not a bad idea either, but I don't know whether you could get the whole... Like, I don't know whether you could get a PSG in season stack for 200 quid. I could be wrong. If you can, then go for it. But I think maybe Leverkusen or Stuttgart's a little bit more realistic. And even so, it doesn't have to be a stack. Like with Bundesliga, there's so many like individual good players. You just put them all together. Like stacks aren't always the way to go. Trust me. Like they're really not. They're really, really not. They can be, but not all the time. Okay, James J123. Assortment, yeah, assortment works. Wizard of Oz, thank you for the help on that. Couldn't think of the word. Conglomerate's probably not the correct term, is it? Assortment, yeah, it is probably assortment. Okay, James J123. Moved into Bundesliga and Challenger in season. What holes do you see going forward? Want to push cash hard to buy MLS in season for next season. Okay. Let's have a look, mate. Let's have a look. So you said you've got Bundesliga in season. It's better to accidentally fall into stacks through buying players you think will score well. Yeah, in some way for sure. Okay, so you've got nice. You've got Neuer, Baumann, and Kevin Mullers. You've got 3 in season Bundesliga goalkeepers, which is fun. Mitchell stats. You got Grimaldo. Love it. Schlotterbeck, like that. Well done. So you can use your old season there. Love it. Raum, Mittelstadt, Luque. But yeah, you've got all the boys there. I can't argue with that. Musiala, Olise, Simons, Dohan, Stiller, Paulinho. Like it. Maybe add in like an Amiri or a Stoga or Gross. I think they could be really, really good options. Kane, Wirtz, Kramaric, Boniface, Dukes, and Butler. So you got and Paulson, Ibrahimovic. So you got 3 or 4 good forwards as well. I'd say maybe a couple of more mid options. Like you do have some really good ones here. I'm not saying you don't, but it's never a bad thing to have more mids. I don't know. You don't need them, but I do think a Gross in there would look pretty fun. And then Challenger in season. What we got going on there? But yeah, overall, I think your Bundesliga stuff's pretty solid. So you got Weissen and Olic. I like it. I like the Sparta boys. Ignacio, Araujo, and Hanko. I can't argue with that. Goncalves, Joey Veerman. Wow. Carlos Heel, Acosta. Again, can't really argue with that either. Sorry, lads. Thanks a lot, mate. Gonna use 200 fresh and give it a few months, and hopefully there's a form of return, even if it's slow. Yeah, I think if you go into in season, there's definitely a route to winning the cash back. I'm not saying everyone's going to, but that's not going to work. It's not possible. But you're just putting yourself in a position to do that. You've got Cucho, you've got Big Juan. I love how they got Juan on there. Luke Dion, Trincao, and Gyökeres. Mate, you've got real quality. Like you don't have serious depth, but you have real quality. For stacking purposes, I do think you could maybe get the Sporting goalkeeper instead of one of these two. I like Olic, maybe instead of Vassen, who has been scoring well. But I think if from a stacking perspective, I do like a defensive stack, and having Ignacio with the Sporting goalkeeper. I know he's a bit expensive probably, but it's probably worth it to have both of them. I definitely think there's merit in that. Wizard of Oz says, what was the predictive code? The code is Quinny Harry. So I can actually show you it because I have it on my Twitter. I think I retweeted it earlier. Let me show you this. I don't want you to spell it wrong or whatever. So this one here. So code Quinny Harry in the bottom left corner, and that will get you entered into a mystery signed jersey. Let me tell you though, you do have to buy the all regions access. It can be 1 month or 3 months or 12. It doesn't matter which one you buy, but you do have to buy one of the all regions access. Like if you buy one of the single region access, you don't get entered into this draw. I think it says it here. Yeah, there we go. To enter this, must purchase all regions access, if that makes sense. So, and you have until the 4th of September. So like until next week. But yeah, I do think maybe getting the Sporting goalkeeper in there could really help you. James. Covenant should keep his place, but probably have to buy Israel because he might get game time if the other goalkeeper doesn't figure it out soon. Yeah, agree. No worries, Wizard of Oz. Thank you so much. And, ooh, we've got... I don't know how to pronounce that name. Lads, help me in the chat. We've just got a new member. Yoep? Yope? Yoep? Sheepstra? Shreepstra? Is that right? But welcome. Thank you so much for becoming a member, mate. Get yourself into the Discord, and you're obviously eligible to get a gallery review. I'm just looking now. You've already joined, which is amazing. So I'll review Callum's gallery, and then we can get into yours, mate. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Genuinely means the absolute world to me. Okay. Hi, Harry. I'm a bit lost from my gallery. I have 1.5 teams for in-season Prem and Classic Champ, and I want to upgrade. I just don't know whether to upgrade my in-season Prem or have 2 okay teams. My Classic is just to get Essence and maybe a level up or 2. Okay. Let me see what you've got for Prem, you said, right? In-season Prem. Let's see where we can improve the in-season Prem. So you've got Raya and Ramsdale, I guess. So you've got Kiwior, you've got Gabriel, so you're fine for defense. Kudus, Havertz, yeah, you can get away with that. Watkins, Trossard, Gordon. I'd say, as far as in-season goes, you are kind of missing like a smasher mid, if I'm being honest. Like, Marino could be really good. We haven't seen it yet, so I'd hold fire on it now. Let's see how good Marino is, first off. But, like, Havertz is good, but, like, there's not much AA with Havertz, really. Like, he needs to be a forward card. Kudus is really good as well, but, again, I don't know. Obviously, this weekend, he's not really usable against City. You've got decent forwards. Like, Gordon is very good. I'm not disputing Gordon. Neither am I disputing Ollie Watkins, but you're just missing something. Like, you're missing, like, a Maddison, or you're missing, like, a Bruno Guimaraes. You're missing somebody that can, like, walk to, like, 30 AA, basically, I would say. Marino's a dual machine. Hopefully, yeah. But he might be on the ball so much, like, he might not even be dueling that much, if that makes sense, Cam. But maybe. And Wizard of Oz just become a member as well. Mate, honestly, lads, the support we've got in this stream has been ridiculous. Wizards of Oz, get yourself into the Discord, mate. Unbelievable. We've had so many new members today. Honestly, so refreshing. And yeah, I love doing these gallery reviews, to be fair. Even though we only do them once a month, but they are very, very beneficial, I think. And yeah, as are obviously the lineup builds every week as well. So, lads, and I haven't even mentioned, the Discord is amazing. Cameron, you can vouch for this, I'm sure. Let the lads know in the Discord, or in the chat, sorry, how good the Discord is. As far as, like, you know, just the people in there and how much everyone's willing to kind of help each other. It's amazing. But yeah, I do think, like, you're fine in goalkeeper and defense. Cam, I just think we'll see how Marino gets on first. Let's just hold fire on that. But I do think maybe a forward or 2 as well, like a Son. Like, you're going to need someone really punchy to compete with these in-season Prem lineups. You're going to need maybe an Isak to go with Gordon. That wouldn't be a bad miss. Ali, what's going on, mate? Don't be sorry, pal. That's all good. That's all good, mate. So yeah, hope that makes sense, Cam. Okay. Let me know your gallery name, Yoput. Hey Harry, just started after a few years, spent around 800, and I think I spent poorly. Don't know if I got some right. Don't know if I got some rights. Spent mostly in Eredivisie, bought some players, and also winning a few auctions from the Sparta boys in Nick College and Negley. Have another 200 to spend to make it an even 1K. So any tips? I should do some things different, focusing on under 23 and in-season contender and challenger. Let me know your gallery name first, mate. Ali says the Discord's amazing. Everyone helps everyone. Amazing community. The Discord puts up with me, so I guess it's pretty good. Still going strong. Yeah, we are going strong, ZM Star. I think we've got maybe this one and one more left, and we're looking pretty good, mate. We've done pretty well. Hour and nearly 3.5 hours. But yeah, it's going well. Going well. That's all good, Yoput. It doesn't matter if your English is poor. That's fine. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I've got your gallery. I've got it. Okay, so you bought limiteds, got you. I mean, Sparta collection is. I don't think it's a bad thing. They look actually pretty good. They got a good result on the weekend. Drew a 20. We've got 20 boys in there as well. So lots of contender stuff. You've got Carl Hein in there, who's obviously a champion player. So you've got under 23 in season, contender, and challenger. So lots of So you've got Porto boys as well. Ajax. I mean, you've bought decent teams, players of decent teams. Can't really argue with the quality you've bought realistically. You've also got under 23 stuff as well. Let's see what that looks like. So you got Heydel and Hein. Hato, Wrench, love it. Hilgers, Big Mike, Getruda probably leaves. Got fine enough quality there in defense. Del Gorge, Nico Gonzalez, some good under 23 midfielders as well. Got some rots. Ogalde, Avstan. Okay, I mean your under 23s looks pretty solid. Like I can't really look down upon the under 23 stuff. Like you're doing pretty well. There, and then we've got a few bits in contender. Paulo Diaz. It feels like, your in-season contenders basically Rapid, isn't it? Like Rapid Vienna, which is fine, but it just means you have less than 23 lineups if you play Heydel in season, which I don't, in-season contender, which I'm not against at all. So yeah, that kind of checks out. Let me just have a look at challengers. So you've got Kuzmans, you've got Wellenreuther, Unastal. So you've got a bucket load of goalkeepers in challenger and defenders. I think Porto, Ajax 20, Sparta. Like you're building decent like team, collections of decent teams. Like you're not buying really bad teams. Like you're being quite strategic there. Sorry, I tried to get that word out. And then okay. So champ behind will be under 23 keeper technically, wouldn't he? I mean, mate, honestly, I don't think I would spend that 200 yet. I would probably hold fire again. I don't think you need to really do that yet. Missing a Salah Eddin in season, Cameron says. Maybe. I don't think you need to do too much, genuinely. I think you need to just see how it plays out for the next couple of weeks before the international break, or next week or so. See how you get on this weekend. We'll build some lineups for you tomorrow. And yeah, mate, I honestly don't know if I'd be doing too much else outside of that. I don't think I would. If you can help it, I wouldn't spend that 200 yet. I would really hold fire. Genuinely. And we just got another member again. Lobs Gaming. Mate, thank you so much for becoming a member. And that's a completely new name to me. I've not seen you in the chat before. So, mate, welcome. If you're new to Sorare, you might not be, but if you are, welcome. We've got a wicked little community over on the Discord. And yeah, get yourself into the chat if you've not already. Yeah, Yopa, I think you've done pretty well, mate. I wouldn't spend that 200 yet. I think the focus on under 23 is fine. In season challenger is fine. You've got a bit on contender as well. The only thing I'm thinking about, you don't need to really spend much more on challenger in season. The only thing I could see you getting better at is contender in season. In that, like, you only have one lineup there effectively. So yeah, maybe that's where I would put the 200, but I would kind of wait. I wouldn't do that yet. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. But yeah, Lobs Gaming, if you want to get into the Discord and you want your gallery reviewed, please do. I'm just seeing, oh yeah, you have joined. Oh, have you joined? Wizard of Oz has joined. And so is Yopert. Let me know if, Lobs, let me know if you're going to join as well so we can get your gallery reviewed as well before we come off. We come off stream. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if we're going to do... we've got any more galleries to review, but I think we're at the end, if not, maybe one left. If Lobs, let me know in the chat, mate, if you've managed to get into the Discord to get your review done. Otherwise, we'll knock on the head here. Just over 3.5 hours in. Let's have a look at the Sorare Turkey 50 Essence and no cards for me this week. That's definitely a win. 50 Essence is technically a card these days. Simsia, what a man. What a man. Lille still losing. This would be a big... So if Lille lose this, do they go down to the Europa League? I'm guessing. Espanyol Atletico 0-0. No, Griezmann's a weird one. Is he on the bench? Yeah, Griezmann's on the bench. Okay. Lenormand, Riquelme, Witzel at the back. Yeah, Jimenez and 50 Essence could be 2 cards. Yeah, Laird is right. Thanks. I will look into some more under 23 players. I saw Betterina had an injury this game. Probably going to see if I can buy some decent Salzburg players. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, definitely not a bad bet, mate, at all. They lead 2-0 on aggregate. Oh, Lille won 2-0. Ah, okay, fair enough. I think Gent get midweek utility. Yeah. Wizard of Oz said he only started a few days ago. That's fine, mate. That's all good. That's all good, mate. Honestly, I genuinely really do appreciate you becoming a member so early on into your into your sort of Sorare journey, mate. Amazing stuff. What was I gonna do? I was gonna do something. ZM Star did ask for so Star Sorare. Harry, can you check my under 23 and let me know what I need? Let's do it. We'll finish on this then, lads, unless... Oh, I think we did get... Oh, here we go. Lobby did just join, so he might want a gallery review as well. So we'll do ZM Star, and then we'll do... we'll do our latest member, Lobby. Or Lobs Gaming, as he might want to be known. Okay, under 23. Let's see what we got. Dakovic, Mamardashvili. I like it. 2 AA capable goalkeepers. I don't know much about this guy, mate. I'll be honest. This is a guy that... Who's he playing for? Paris. Okay. He's a right back. Interesting. So he can hit peaks. He's definitely not shy of a peak. Tarega, Tassende. Okay. Estrella, he's just moved, hasn't he, to Benfica or something? Morris, Gomez, Moran, love it. Aidan Morris again. Del Gorge, Amal Richardson. I'd say you are missing, like, obviously Aidan Morris was elite and he's just not right now, which is fine. I love Andy Moran. I have Diego Gomez myself. The only, like, elite-ish player, and I wouldn't even call him elite, is Del Gorge here, for me. Moran definitely has promise, and Gomez is very good as well. Amal Richardson is a very good player. I don't know how well he's going to score realistically at Fiorentina. I definitely think there's a need for, you know, a Tony Fruk or an Oscar Gluck. He's a bit more expensive, but Kjaersgaard, like somebody quite punchy from contender or challenger that's under 23. That could really help your midfielders out here. Up front, Raul Moro, Lobete, excuse me, Balikwisha, Sarawi. Yeah, Cherki. Obviously, Balikwisha's injured. Cherki, we don't know what's going to go on with him. Sarawi's obviously good, but just moved to Lille. I'd say again, there's a need for like a solid enough forward option there. Maybe a Simsia, you know, somebody that you can kind of rely on, I would say. Did you see Laird's 32 vertical? I did see it, Sorare Turkey. I think Laird, if I'm not mistaken, was I the first person in the Sorare community to see that video? Can we reveal that in the Discord? White men can't jump. That's so funny. Estrella signed for Sporting. Got you. Chaz, no, I'm still doing reviews, mate. I'm still doing reviews. But yeah, definitely a forward and a mid. 100% CM star. Chaz, I am still doing reviews, mate. Yeah, so if you're not in the Discord, get yourself in there. And if not, Let me know your Discord. Let me know your gallery, and we'll get that. We'll get that gallery reviewed. But yeah, give me a bit of guidance on what you want to know and whatever, and we can get onto it. Okay, Lobs Gaming, another brand new member. Playing for fun. Contenders is where I play. I have around 400 euros to spend for fun. Okay, interesting. So you're a contender boy, which I know Laird is very fond of. I was first. See, I was first. Damn, Laird packing. Jumpman Laird. Stick Laird as the target man. Laird's the US Haaland. Okay, so you love playing contenders, which I'm, not against, but let's see what we got going on here. So you got Lowell, Tangsvik, Magic, Hansen. You've got some good goalies. I do think there might be a bit of a lack of like an elite goalie if we're talking contenders. Just as a a first glance. Okay, so you've got the nice little Rosenborg situation and a lot of the Norwegian side of things, which I like. I've got a few Rosenborg players myself. Adrian Pereira. Okay. I mean, yeah, 400. What have you got to say? 400 euros to spend. I mean, 400 euros probably goes quite far in contender in season right now, if we're being honest, right? I know you've got a couple of in seasons already. Evian, this is a Lairdinho gallery if I've ever seen it. Broholm, Haag, Evian, love it. Absolutely love it. You are missing Naipen though. You've got to get Naipen in there. Hatate forward, that's a fun card to have. Oh yeah, some of these Norwegian boys have been doing pretty well, haven't they? Okay, so you're very much into the Norwegian side of things. Ollie Saitar. Interesting. Yeah, I think if you want to, I know you said you're playing for fun, but if you have 400 pounds or whatever to put in, euros, in season does unfortunately have to be where I'd be putting that. You don't have to do that, but I don't think you could even spend 400 euros in contenders anymore. Laird said he loves the gallery. It is a beautiful one. Gorbranson back in light training. Okay. Chaz just put in the Discord. Amazing, mate. Thank you for that. Ori Hasabal with a red. That's 2 red cards for Quinny's players this weekend, this midweek, which is just mental. What are the chances of being unsuspended for setting up a second account? I really don't know. Tavernier. Yeah, there's definitely a need for maybe like a Celtic defensive stack or a... I mean, you've already got a Hatate. I mean, the issue is 400 euros doesn't get you Schmeichel is the issue. But you don't you could go Tavernier. How much is Butland? £200. Yeah, it'd be a bit of a stretch, but you could almost get like an elite. Need a team to cheer for. Okay. Ooh, yeah, let's have a little look. We'll do Scout. We'll do Player and Card Finder. Let's just do any sort of team, but let's just keep it contender. I'm trying to think of, like if you're going to go Scotland, unfortunately you have to go Celtic or Rangers. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. For the most part, Aberdeen might have an outside chance. Aberdeen are looking okay this season compared to last. Lorient, but we don't have new season cards, so that's an issue. I'm just trying to look through some of the good cards and see where you could like build a stack around, Like a lot of these cards that we've seen so far, I know the L15s. Let's do it by L15. Like a lot of the cards we see here are like old season cards. Like they don't even have in-season versions. So you can't really make a team around them. You kind of can, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Textera. Wendell. I mean, Salzburg? Could you somehow get a little Salzburg stack going? Of some sort? That could be quite fun. That could be a fun team. They just got into the Champions League. That could be kind of a fun team to get involved in. I'm just trying to think of other Rapid Vienna. They're not bad as well in the Austrian league. What else do we have? I mean, some of the Bundesliga 2 teams, who's been smashing in Bundesliga 2 so far? How could we do this? Cologne. I know they have a good goalie, don't they? They have Urbig in goal, so Paderborn, Dusseldorf, Hanover, pretty good. Like maybe somebody in the Bundes 2 could be worth looking into. Kaiserslautern, however you pronounce it, Paderborn, Dusseldorf. I'm pretty sure Dusseldorf are pretty good. Yeah, they have that Zimmermann, Klaus, Tanaka, Hoffmann. The goalie's pretty good as well. There's a few fun Bundesliga 2 teams that you could probably get involved in. Hamburg. Yeah, Hamburg could probably work, but where are they? They haven't been scoring that well recently, but could obviously turn around. Hertha, not terrible. Up front, like this is the problem. Like this is what happens with stacks. Like they either go off defensively and not offensively, or the other way around. Like very rarely does both go off, you know, and that's kind of the issue with supporting, you know, one team, if that makes sense. Tanaka might leave. Yeah, you're right, KB. Tanaka might leave. That's a good point. I don't know. There's definitely a few things you could do in Bundes too, I think, as far as in season goes. River, but yeah, I don't know how long River have left. Laird might be able to tell me, but I can't imagine there's that many games. Maybe there is, but it's probably a decent amount. So what have you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's enough. Yeah, I mean a lot of these are World Cups, but they've got enough left, I guess. Argentina. But yeah, I hope that kind of gives you a little bit of guidance. And we're going to end on Lags 102. I didn't spell that right. Lags. There we go. Okay, trying to convert to Prem and under 23, but I think I messed up buying too many collections on launch, and I don't know if it's worth selling the collection to compete in Prem and under 23 to a better standard. Okay, so what did you buy on launch? I'm just looking here. Sporting cards. I'm not seeing many collections here. A bit of Leicester, a bit of Brighton, a bit of Tottenham. Oh, you mean like when you first started playing? Sorry, yeah, I could have got you wrong there. I mean, the issue is, mate, like, what are you going to get for, like, the Brentford cards? Is, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to get for the St. Louis cards? Like, they're not going to really, you know, give you much money back is the issue to then go into something else. Some of these cards will, like, maybe Luke Haber does. Like, the odd card will. But, like, I'm in a similar position to you. Like, I have a UR stack from this season as well. You know, not many of the cards actually end up going for much. So it's unfortunately that, like, sometimes you might have to just keep them, in my opinion, because they don't really do too much. You know, in the nicest way possible. Like, as far as sell-on value, you know, maybe if you added them all up, they would, but it's still few and far between, isn't it? Schalke have looked decent. Yeah, it could be a fun one as well. I don't know. Yeah, it's a tough one because collections are good, but I've always said they're only good for the odd player. Like, this Austin stack is only good for Derusi, or, you know, like, they're only good for certain cards in the stack. Like, the whole team isn't worthwhile. They are from a collections perspective, but, like, for SO5, you're not using them all, obviously. So it's a weird one. It's like a catch-22 sometimes with things like that. But I don't know. Yeah, it does look like you do have quite a lot of collections, which, you know, like I said with my Urawa one, like, nobody from that collection is going to be any good. The only one is going to be half decent is the one that's moved to Ghent. What's his name? What's his name? The midfielder. I can't even think of his name, but Urawa have a midfielder who's just moved to Ghent, and he's, like, obviously a good player. And yeah, like, he's, like, the only one, like, what's his name has left. Gotta catch them all, Ash. Ash style. I do love me a bit of Pokemon. I did actually, a few days ago, I did build myself a little Pikachu. It's like a micro, like, it's not Lego, but it's like knockoff Lego. So yeah. I do have the main man. The main man. Oh. So yeah, it's a weird one, mate. Like, unfortunately, selling those collections just ain't going to do much for me, in my opinion. I will have a little look at what you've actually got at under 23, though, to see where, or if it needs, like, seriously strengthening. But, I mean, goalkeeper-wise, you look pretty good to me. Diamande, Lucanet is not a bad card to have either. Rare Lukeba, Ndogi, Tolkien, Gusto, Nets again. I mean, you're fine enough at defense. I don't think you really need to do too much there. Delgorge, Strukers, love it. Richie Ledesma's obviously come really good now. Visharan, Luna, Fruk, Smets. Again, I don't think you need to do too much. That's the issue. Like, there's obviously, you can always improve, but there's no glaringly obvious gaps here that I'm like really worried about. Rodrigo, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Tolu, Ivankovic is obviously moving to USG. I'm just not seeing that many gaps really to where like selling those collections are going to like help you. Wizards of Oz, nah, I don't think. Well, Matt O'Reilly might have broke his ankle last night, so I wouldn't touch him. It's not necessarily, excuse me, KB, it's not Lego, it's like micro something. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like tiny pieces of Lego. Like really small. So yeah, lads, I hope that helps and makes sense. But yeah, lads, I think we're gonna call it a night there. It's been an absolute pleasure. Yeah, what are we? Nearly 4 hours in. We've gained a decent amount of new members as well. You know what? I don't know for sure. I'm going to have to look on my phone. But this might be a monumental day. Because oh, it hasn't updated yet. I don't think we are, but we could be on the cusp of nearly 100 members, which would be a monumental achievement for the channel. I don't think we are. We could be. I think we're like 98 or something. I don't have the updated number because YouTube is just lagged. It just lags basically the analytics. But I think we're really close, which would be amazing. Micro brick, sorry, might get me a Charizard. I think it might be Micro Brick. Yeah, I bought it in some like bookshop last week. Did I buy in a bookshop? Yeah, I did. It took me ages to build because it was so fiddly, and yeah, it was fun though. Like, it was a good hour. It took me a good hour to build it. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. But yeah, lads, it's been an absolute pleasure. I should be live tomorrow. Oh wow, Simsia, what are you up to? You absolute menace. Oh, that's the midfielder card going off. Captained the wrong player in under 23, and it wasn't Simsia. Got a lovely start here in under 20 in La Liga. I mean, I knew it was this was a 4-man effort, but got my captaincy wrong. I went Gluch at home, and of course, Ariel Simsia is carrying the boys. What a player! What a man! But yeah, lads, absolute pleasure. Like I said, I should be live tomorrow for lineup building for all the members. Thank you so much for all the members that have joined today, and obviously the existing ones that have been around for a while. You know, I appreciate you, yeah, so much. And yeah, we'll be live as well, me and Quinny, on Friday morning for the deadline stream as well. So yeah, live for the next few days as well. And yeah, absolute pleasure. I'm gonna enjoy my evening now. I'm gonna go to the gym. And yeah, lads, I hope you have a nice night. Diego, all of you guys, I'll catch you very, very soon.